Okay, so that brings us to the start of session number 38, or, well, technically it's Shadowrun 2050, final session of that character game year, with them coming up to the end of their adventure. We have a few people who will be joining us shortly, but at the moment we have online Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Desmond Deadshot, the elf who grew up on the streets of Seattle, presumed by all to be the scum of the street, but he had dreams, big dreams of one day joining the Ancients, the motorcycle gang, and has got a long way with his plans and processes and practice on the bike to build up to that level. Although apparently his plans might have got somewhat derailed by the fact that he's discovered that he might not necessarily be quite such scum as everyone thought he was, having had a discovery he's got some family that definitely have money or connections or history or all three, and he's been left a technological marvel that is a motorcycle, ride suit, possible AI, all in one. As he's still trying to work out exactly what, who she is and what she can do.
And how could that all possibly go wrong for you?
It'll be all fine, I'm sure.
That's your motorcycle Tatiana you're referring to, isn't it?
Indeed.
Next one online we have tonight is Al, joining us again. Obviously we didn't scare her off for the first time.
Hey all, I'm playing Harlan, who is an elf, and she is an elf of low moral character. She's easily influenced, manipulative, and deeply insecure. She didn't really come from anything that was super embarrassing or super amazing. Her parents, I don't know who the hell they were, but they were obviously pretty average, boring people. And she obviously carries a lot of discontent about that, because she probably wishes that she was a lot bigger and better and grander than, she actually is. She owns a bunch of strip clubs, sex-related side hustles. And she has a little bit of a Robin Hood complex, but not that much. Mostly she just really wants to be liked, but she won't let you know that.
It's not a bad thing.
Do you have an ice cream bar?
I'm open to new business ideas. Is ice cream code for something? Because, hey, yeah, sure.
Depending on how much you pay the girls.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I don't pay them well, let me tell you.
They might provide extra services.
Well, some of our characters have an addiction to ice cream. Well, when you grow up poor, I'm sure ice cream is what you consider a luxury. Which brings us to the ice cream addicted character for Ross.
Yes, I play Womp, the follower of the BBC Pantheon and worshipper of Eki Thump, and also ice cream. Yes, none of this fake stuff. I prefer the real stuff. Currently, I normally dress in late 19th or 20th century clothing. Currently, I'm in my peaky whatever. I'm in my Cockney outfit.
And at the table today we have Ariadna.
Shadow, who is an awakened elf who is a little bit like Robin Hood when she remembers to actually give money to other people that aren't herself, that are poor. But considering she's not poor anymore, she's actually started opening up a bunch of kind of shelter type places that will help people who are down and out and need some help. Slowly escalating in her arcane skills to a point where hopefully now if she gets shot she won't fall down and stay down for quite so long. If they see her at all.
If they see her, oh yes.
Just a reminder to Talon and to Shadowstar that Jason's middle name is Paul.
He's poor, yes. Yeah. You're not the kind of poor I'm looking for.
Well, what are you looking for? I'm sure I can provide.
Someone who's legitimately destitute.
He can pull out his empty pockets.
Yeah, I think just your bike alone will just take you out of that category all the time.
Hey, it doesn't matter how poor you are, you've always got to have something to hang on to. And that's why it's such a good mechanic, is you have to make his bike work.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it is an inheritance, he didn't buy it.
Well, okay, well, I mean, it's not like that one's very obvious, it's so. Oh no, because the other one actually still down in Angel Grove, isn't it?
No, I believe you got it shipped. I believe you got it shipped back on one of the planes.
Shadow.
Oh, we can get it back eventually. Okay.
Shadow will share Desrin a link to one of her shelters. She's welcome to go there and stay there and take the free food if you'd like to. And the assistance in getting employment help, and they'll even provide a free second-hand donated suit that they'll tailor to you. You can access all of those services for free through her shelters. You're more than welcome to do that.
Okay.
I have a feeling you want money though.
It occurs to me actually that possibly Shadowstar shouldn't be so much concerned about the bike. Well, although the bike may actually be worth much more than the fact that it's his name on the multi-story apartment block.
Yeah, I was going to say, you do have like 31-story apartment block, don't you? That was given to you by like the Aztecs or someone?
It was a bribe.
Yeah, I know.
And let's face it,
I live there.
all that does not change the fact that his middle name is Paul, or at least it can be.
So what is it? Poor Wandering One?
And so far in the storyline, they have gone from growing up in the slums to getting their first runs, actually getting involved in a food fight at the Stuffer Shack, which is like the 7-Eleven, as their opening into the world of Shadowrun. And then they
Declan gained his surname with Deadshot.
He did. And they got onto a movie set and got themselves into the movie, even though they don't have any credits or pay for that run.
But hey, Declan made it look good, which is part of the reason he got in the ancients. He got his name in the right places.
All the right places from the sounds of
And then you
things.
managed to meet the superstar Mercurial, who shot to fame only recently, and got to help her get away from Yakuza and the Az technology, which is how you ended up getting the building.
That's it, it has technology.
Yep. And in that time as well, you also broke into Cross Technology to steal some data there called Silver Angel on the genome of the of Bolt's family.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I remember that.
And later finding out that there is a possibility of injecting that genome into people to give them capabilities and features like that if they're still in puberty. Just basically like gene splicing while they're still developing. And next you also went into, what was the other ones you did? Trying to get my brain around remembering each of the different things.
What was the other ones you did? Trying to get my brain around remembering each of the different things. So the current one we're doing now, covering the biological weapon and subsequently the scientist who created it, which was sort of the genetic splicing or modification of metahumans to try to remove that metahuman abnormality.
Well, it was actually someone studying the metagene that causes metahumanity and working with it to accidentally create a plague instead of a cure that only affects the metahumans. And finding out that it pretty much takes over the person, so they just go on a rampage even after they've died. And this is the stuff you're about to deliver.
We also recovered some random chips that got stolen that led to a nice friendship with Val.
You did. And that's when you found out that it is possible to insert a chip into your head that will take over your personality and leave you unknown to what's happened for the entire time that chip was in there for.
An unwilling participant.
Right. You're not even a participant. Your body's just been used by the chip.
Yeah. Sorry, that sort of stuff scares me.
But they can be very helpful when you get them out of it. Very thankful afterwards.
Well,
or dead.
I imagine that.
And you did manage to recover all three that you had asked to do so. And only had to kill two of... Did you kill two of them or just one of them?
I killed two of them because...
I know there's only one. Jack got away.
We only killed one. Yeah, Jack got away.
You had him handcuffed in the back of your van.
Yeah, we didn't kill Jack. We just beat the crap out of him.
Well,
okay.
You know,
because I left him as a bloody pulp.
But considering he was mostly cyber, he had a fairly easy recovery time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. The mechanic had to do a bit of work, but he said it wasn't that painful.
So that brings us up to speed of where you are. You've just gone and done 2 runs into As Technology. The first run to get the virus and the files. The second run to rescue the
Victims?
The captured orcs that were still alive.
Yep.
And the doctor who discovered the metagene in the first place.
And we also liberated some of the other lab technicians as well.
You did.
And hand them over to the underground orcs.
And this is when you found out that the orc who sent you on the mission was one of those who worked on the sequencing of the metagene to begin with. So before he changed into an orc. Which most people are so used to now that orcs are born, not changed, that it's still a rare thing to come across someone who morphed into orc from humanity. As elves and dwarves were always born elves and dwarves, orcs and trolls spontaneously changed during puberty. So that brings us to where we are now. You're just about to leave the place in the sewers where you've been resting and had a nice shower after all that filth. With the place being called
we might be able
Wilhelm
to catch
Park.
up with Mr. Walker or his contact again, but we kind of lost the first time around. We try and sell off the information twice because hey, that's always going to go well.
And finding out that they're happy to lead you up to a safe house to meet up with one of your 3 potential buyers. I'm sure nothing will go wrong with that.
Oh, no, never. Nothing ever goes wrong with these things.
3 potential buyers?
Yep.
Obviously we've got the Mr. Walker who originally hired us.
Yep.
The Humanist Alamos 20,000
Yep.
Who's the third one?
The third one was the one that you were suggested from the Orc Underground.
Oh, okay. I thought that he was. I thought that had actually been like connect the corporation that the doctor was going to go and work for.
Yep, and that you could also sell them the data and the virus.
Oh, okay. I had thought that the data was going with her. But okay, that's right. Yes, we've got the opportunity to sell both, haven't we, independently?
You can sell them independently together, or copies of thereof to all three. What could possibly go wrong with selling copies of the data to the terrorist organization?
Okay. As a completely non-human party, I think.
Yeah.
we'll probably skip selling it to Alamos 20K.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, the price is right.
No.
Are you thinking of selling it to them? They've already killed my sister off.
Oh, God, I'm just thinking, like, there's no way we could possibly sell it to them. Unless maybe they're talking millions.
Ross, we discovered last game that the video of your sister being shot was actually fake footage used to convince the hate group that your sister was dead, but your sister is indeed alive somewhere.
In fact, Womp has actually been off with the Orc while we went and got the doctor and rescued the Orc from the second lab from Ag Technology. Womp was actually going off with another group of Orcs to where his sister was apparently held to recover her.
Yeah, but it's important he knows that either he's
so if
done
Womp's
that
back,
or
we might have
working on
news. Or it might be the case of Womp's still away. We're getting put upside from underground to then try and catch up with the contacts.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can probably skip Alamos 20,000 contacts, but hey, the Mr. Walker and the biotech company that the doctor was going to go to, or the not so good doctor. I certainly, if the price is right, well, I suppose Mr. Walker's actually already paid and offered his price, so we'll pay half of it. So technically, we probably don't want to argue too much on his one, but hey, the other one might be price is right.
Well, Walker never asked for the doctor, so you could also see if you can get more for the doctor from him.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't the negotiating type, if you remember when you actually spoke to him.
And technically, we got the doctor for him because he kind of had us in a difficult place already, and it was payment for services already rendered or were about to be rendered. So. Well, no, it was actually collecting the Orc, wasn't it? Technically, the doctor was a bonus.
Well, the Orcs suggested something about that as well. So they said you might be able to get the doctor out because, well, she would have understood what they were doing more than anyone else.
Yeah.
So what adventures are we up to today?
So they're willing to guide you to a safe house they have on the edge of the Pull-Up Barrens.
The which barrens?
Yellow Barrens to the south of Seattle.
P-U-Y.
Yep.
A-double-L-U-P.
Oh, okay, so it's literally how it sounds.
Well, I try to phonetically say things, even if they're not
yes,
pronounced that way.
Yes, yes. We pronounce it phonetically, whether or not that's actually how it's pronounced.
Yeah, no, I get that. I do that too.
Yes, but the Puyallup Barrens are the other major urban wastelands in Seattle, as opposed to the Redmond Barrens, where most of us, at least started the campaign.
So Redmond Barrens is considered a step up from the Puyallup Barrens?
That's right.
Mainly because you don't have the toxic sludge in the Redmond Barrens. That's about right, Jeremy?
Effectively, although as we found out, there's like under our building that we've now controlled, there's a certain amount of toxic dumping that certain corporations would rather not be known.
Which is how you ended up with the lease to the building.
Indeed.
And that's why all of us are staying
I've
in
been
the
set
upper
up as the
floors.
fall guy, and hey, I'm going to enjoy it in the meantime.
Okay, so they give you directions on how to get to the safe house from the entrance to the Orc Underground.
We're still on foot at the moment, aren't we?
You are. But you can call vehicles and that to you. You probably want to wait until after you've gone through the sales of stuff in case someone's following your vehicles.
Oh yeah, no, that was walking
My
fast.
vehicle's too smart for that, but I will wait.
Okay. So yes, we'll go for put up ours. Well, unfortunately, we dumped the chem suits both times now.
Well, do you really want to be wearing sewage right now?
Hey, considering we've come out, sewage is probably cleaner.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you find that you've only got a couple of blocks to walk along. It's fairly busy at this time of day, so you don't stand out too much, except for the fact that, hey, you've got at least 2 elves amongst you who look as if they've got more money than sense, and
Probably.
2 orcs who look like they don't have enough sense to go with their money.
Isn't that kind of the same thing?
I'm personally just doing with Jack, who is rating as the elf that apparently is not dressed like he's got more sense than money, or we've got 3 elves in the party.
There's 3 elves
I
in
know.
the party.
I was leaving it up to each player to determine it's the other elf.
This way I said at least 2 elves.
Well, I'm guessing because I wear a custom-made steel Kevlar type jacket, armored jacket, I probably am one of the ones that looks like I've got more money than sense. But maybe because I've got a custom armored jacket, I actually look like I've got money and sense.
Well, hey,
It's obviously Declan. He's just got the look. Because he's dressed up like an almost ancient.
he's wearing gang colours.
Well, in that case, I would put forward that it's actually me and Tarlin who look like we've got more money than sense then.
Damn straight, I'm wearing my matte black chest plate armor, but I've got myself, I mean the whole outfit's black, let's be real, I don't wear colour, but I do have somewhat of a tatty cape shawl around myself, so I don't know, there could be a bit of, modest money there going on, but, I probably spend most of my money on, extracurricular activities and drugs, to be honest.
Well, that's okay. Just for your character's reference, there are 4 street gangs that run the Redmond Barrens that you have heard of. There's the Black Rains, who have black and gold, and they're all orcs. There's the Silent Peas, who wear white and gold, who are all elves. There's the Forever Tacoma, who have red and orange, that are orcs and trolls. And the Reality Hackers that wear silver and gold and are human.
Okay, so
I was going to say, when you suggested that we only had to walk a couple blocks to get to our safe house, I think that, yeah, so 2 blocks, so we only get shot at by 7 different organisations and factions.
Well, you get shot at because you're the one with the gang colours.
the name's Shadow for a reason. I missed 2 of those. I got the Silent Peas and the Forever Tacoma.
Black Rains, who have black and gold and are the orc gang in the region.
So they're orcs.
And the Reality Hackers, who are silver and gold and are all human. There are very few mixed race ones, and they're generally orcs and trolls, because very few troll only groups.
So we've got black and gold, silver and black?
So you got black and gold, the last one was silver and gold.
Silver and gold?
Yep. The Forever Peas were white and gold.
Are they the elves?
Oh, sorry, Silent Peas were white and gold. They were the elves, yes.
They're elves.
And what colour are the trolls?
The trolls are red and orange.
Because they want to hurt your eyes.
Well, no, because the blood doesn't show up as much.
And hurt your eyes. That'd hurt my
Fire
eyes.
black.
Alrighty.
But hey, these are just the street gangs, not the major gangs. There's...
And they said, when I was suggesting 7 different factions, not all those factions were street gangs.
No.
And most of the go gangs, which are far more dangerous, stick to the main roads.
Well, there'd be a good reason why.
Well, basically they're bike gangs, whereas the street gangs generally don't are on foot.
Alrighty.
But certainly the intent will be to keep as low profile as possible, to avoid attention while we're doing with you all. Possibly somewhat separate from Flogger.
Alrighty.
Well, as you watch, you see Bolt dash off into the distance, as Bolt generally does.
Of course she does.
Yep.
And you don't remember Flogger actually coming out of the sewer. You think he saw a door down there somewhere that he just had to have.
Makes sense. So do we actually have Womp with us right now, or is Womp going to meet us at the safe house, or like the door code, Womp will meet us at the safe house, or afterwards?
You're not sure. You weren't actually told.
Okay.
You're just told where the safe house was.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just told that, yes, or we were determined that Womp had not yet returned from his mission.
Okay, so making your way as unobtrusively as possible down the street so no one shoots at you, stabs you, or tries to sell you a plot on the moon.
Okay, 3 elves could probably move somewhat more unobtrusively than I stick you in the party myself.
And you actually end up running into some of the Silent Peas who just seem to look you up and down and just shrug and just keep doing what they're doing.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
They
happy
don't
to
want to
be
mess with the
ignored.
ancients.
At which point, your extra character, Talon, recognizes a few of them as regulars at the strip joint she's got shares in.
Yeah, hell yeah, I do. Do I have to make a decision from here?
Well, I guess part of the question is, are you a public face at the strip joint? Do they recognise you?
I'm gonna say no. I'd rather they didn't recognise me, but I'm not always that careful. You know, sometimes I might, have a few too many drinks on a club night, maybe get up onto the stage.
I was going to say, yeah. You certainly got the opportunity to perform a few times, haven't you?
So, for people's perspective, Talon has a presence of 6.
Yeah.
So everyone notices Talon walking down the street, whether Talon's trying to be subtle or not. Unless Talon raps.
Alright.
When they recognise or not is a question, but they certainly notice her.
Alright. Well, that's fair. They notice me and I recognise them as regulars. But I don't know, what can I get anything out of them? Should I do a thing?
Well, you can shake them down if you wish. You could do whatever you like. It's basically open to the player's imagination what they want to attempt.
I need some advice here. How can they serve us?
Certainly one thing that they could be advantageous for will be, if this is their territory, or at least they've got some control over this area, then a bit of an escort to the place we want to go to could be advantageous. Of course, that does have the disadvantage of they know where we are then. But hey, they'll be following you anyway, so following with attempt to escort as opposed to just tag along behind probably looks better from our perspective.
And I'm sure, being as noticeable as you are, that finding out where you live would be high on their priority.
Oh no! Well, can we get them to take us halfway or some shit?
Well, but the place we're going to right now is merely just a way station anyway from our perspective. So
all right.
we're not planning on staying there too long.
Do they have anything we want? Can we shake them down?
But hey, they might be able to provide, make the safe. If we're going to stay at this safe house for any length of time, like more than a few hours, they might be able to provide a few creature comforts.
Well, all right. Fuck it. Let's go for it. I mean, unless anyone else in the group thinks this is a terrible idea, but I think we should get something out of these bastards. I know what they spend their money on. They're good people.
Some people might think it's a terrible idea, but they won't stop you.
Oh, all right. We'll let them go.
No, I didn't say it was a terrible idea. I was just making a joke.
Oh, I can't decide. All right, fuck it. Okay,
go for it.
Okay, all right. I catch their eye.
No need to catch their eye. They're looking. Well, actually, it's probably hard to catch their eye because they're not exactly looking at your face.
Oh, wait. So how do they? Oh, I notice them, but they don't notice me.
Well,
no, they're not looking at your face.
Oh, I get it.
They're possibly a little bit too far away at the moment to determine exactly the direction they're looking at, but...
Okay, I identify the dominant leader of the group. I crouch down just a little bit so their eyes meet my eyes. I hold their gaze and I give her a really broad smile, and I walk up confidently and hold out my hand and shake it.
So that there's two guys and a girl. You can tell that the girl's the dominant one because they seem to be sort of standing a bit behind her, and she gives you a hefty handshake. You're realizing that she could probably snap your arm in two by accident. As you see that the hand she's shaking you with is Cyber.
Oh, okay. What can I do? Okay, obviously I'm just gonna, shake my hand.
Just because she's strong doesn't mean that you can't still charm her.
Oh man, of course. I shake her hand and I wince a little bit. I'm impressed. I'm like, oh, that is a strong handshake. Wow, and I'm like, I think I recognize you. You're one of my most valuable customers.
Yes, and she says, I recognize that buddy anywhere. I put many credits down on you dancing.
And I say, oh, please, you flatter me. I shouldn't be up on the stage taking away all the attention from my gorgeous girls and boys.
Oh, they have nothing compared to you.
Go, oh, stop it. It's too much flattering, me looking like this. Anyway, it's so nice to see you. So, what are you guys up to?
Well, we're just looking for some noobs to shake down, but hey, you're definitely a sight for sore eyes.
Oh, great. Okay, I scan them, looking for what they've got on them. If they've got any, pens or creature comforts.
Well, one of them has a one of those hip packs on it. He's also got a pistol on his side. The other one has what looks to be a machete and a submachine gun. And the woman who's shaking hands with you doesn't look like she has any weapons until you realize she probably is the weapon.
Right.
And
okay.
I will also say welcome to Em and Josh. Would Em like to introduce her character?
Hi, sorry we're late.
All good.
I play Bolt, who is not the sharpest bolt in the shed. He likes to run lots. And he's... I don't remember what happened last session.
That's okay. Your character just comes running up the street, seeing your elf friend Tarlin, who you've just met, apparently being shaken down by 3 other elves as you come barreling into the scene. I will return to that next as we go to Josh introducing his character.
Hi, I'm Josh. I play Vlogger. Vlogger being burning troll. Vlogger crack heads like coconuts. Vlogger still knows next deck of cards.
And coming the other way down the street, you see Flogger with a steel grate hanging off his arm, having taken it out of the sewers as a door, and everyone getting out of his way. And back to Al and Talon in the middle of talking to the elves. What does Talon want to do next as you see out of the corner of your eye Bolt rushing in your direction?
But you mentioned the Bolt had seen Talon being taken down by 3 other elves. I'm assuming that, Shadowstar and Desmond are actually standing nearby as well, watching the interact. Like I said, that'd be... Well, Shadowstar might still be in the shadows, but Desmond, okay, when Talon decided to actually go up and make presence noted, Desmond will certainly accompany her in that direction. But obviously, stand back as the bodyguard type of thing.
Bolt isn't going to kind of ruin the interaction, right, by thinking that I'm being shaken down and like kind of, mess things up, right? Can someone help Bolt?
We'll see in a sec, Ariadna.
I step out of the shadows and attract Bolt and Flogger's attention before they crash into the party.
Throw a ball.
Yes, probably. I'll attract their attention first, make sure they realise it's me, and then I'll toss a ball for Bolt and compliment Flogger on his new door.
Well, get the ball stuck in the grate, and so Bolt's chasing after Flogger.
As amusing as you find that, no.
Well, I think I want that giant machine gun.
Would you feel safer if you had that machine gun? Is it so scary in this neighborhood that without that machine gun, you're just so afraid right now, and if someone gave you that machine gun, you'd feel safer?
I think I'd feel more accomplished with this whole exercise. I don't know. I want to get it from them, but I need an excuse.
Didn't I just hand you one?
Okay, wait. Who's got the machine gun in this group of elves?
So the guy with the machine gun also has a machete.
Oh, machete.
Whereas the other one just has a visible hip pouch, and he does seem to be sweating quite a lot in the weather at this stage. It doesn't seem that hot, but he's sweating a lot.
Okay. Alright, look, I think I want that hip pouch. Okay.
The lead woman says, well, if you want our stash, that's you got 10,000 credits on you?
10,000 credits? I mean, yeah, but she can't have it.
Perhaps, darling, we should just continue our stroll down the street and
Fine.
Well, we're willing to sell you as many fixes as you need. First one's free for a new customer, she says with a wink.
Yeah, look, I think I'm going to thank her, ask her to please come back to the club anytime she wants, and be on my way.
Okay, as you guys head off, you see someone else going up to them and an exchange going off, and that person walking off with visible shakes.
Yes. Well, at least we got away with our money.
Well, a lot of the gangers are also drug dealers or other sort of could be chips that give you experiences that make you want to live in the virtual world only.
Well, hey, when the real world's such a bastard place to be, why not go better than life? Not that hard.
Okay, so
Make a good sell.
you manage to continue walking down the street now that you've got a troll with a grate. No one seems to want to get in your way, and it's so much easier to walk. As you reach the safe house, you've got...
Excellent, will be certainly looking around to just take note of who's taking note of us and things like that, and certainly encourage an extra lap around the block or around the other block type stuff, just to make it a bit harder to, or a bit easier to spot who was following us, and make it less obvious exactly where we're heading up. But.
Okay, as you see the place, what is Desrin's perception?
Perception is, I'm pretty certain that 1 yellow, 1 green.
1 yellow, 1 green. Okay. Okay, so straining against the sunlight, you do see movement in your safe house from the street. So Desrin gets 1 strain.
Yeah. I'm assuming we recovered strain while we had the shower and cleaned up.
You recovered all your strain during that time?
Yeah. But not wounds, I'm assuming.
Not wounds.
Also, case of safe house.
But apparently no one had any wounds last session, so you're pretty good.
Good. I had 4 notes down on mine, but yeah.
Well, they may have been left over from the previous session.
Okay.
They were left over from the previous session.
That would explain it. Right, so I'll let the others know then that we've got company at the safe house. Since we don't know exactly who was, if we were meeting anyone exactly there, or whether we were expecting anyone. That's not necessarily a reason not to go in, but it's certainly a reason to be cautious.
Is that our house, or
It is
with
not.
something different?
You've been given a safe house to meet up with a client.
So,
right.
it's not actually our turf.
Yeah.
It's our temporary turf.
But we were expecting company. Oh.
Whether it was, so we were certainly expected to get company, whether it was always going to be there or we had to wait for it, hadn't been determined. So.
Right.
Okay, so Ariadne was going to have a look at Shadowstar. What was Ariadne's perception for Shadowstar?
Is that willpower vigilance?
No, the perception skill.
It's here. It's just here. It is. It's 1 yellow, 1 green.
1 yellow, 1 green. Just
Perception.
it is 1 yellow, 1 green, same as Jeremy. Okay, so that's going to be interesting.
Not
You
good.
you ended up with a triumph only.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so you're...
Doesn't it count as a success as well? Or is that only when you get other successes?
Well, it does, except that's the total dice pool. And
I can't see the
I
computer.
shall
That comes before credit load button, so.
bring it up, which basically says everything cancels out except for the triumph.
Oh, right.
So, you get a message coming through that Womp's in the area.
Oh, okay. I'll text back. Are you perhaps within the safe house?
And Womp, you're currently in the safe house working on your sister. She is missing one of her hands, having it been sent to you in the mail.
Okay.
Well, lucky we found it then.
I'll let Desra know that I'm pretty sure it's Womp inside. Do you tell me that it's safe to come in?
Oh, okay, but Desmond was not saying it was not safe to go in. He was just saying, hey,
Someone's in
there's company there. He didn't say whether it was good or bad. Or okay, we were potentially expecting someone in there. So,
Yeah.
we can't be alert.
Oh, well,
If you're now
I'll
suggesting
just
that it
let you
probably
know
was,
it's Womp. And his sister.
Yep. Good news. Desmond's still going to be a bit cautious, but he's not entirely letting guard down just to say it's Womp. Maybe he's pretty up because it's Womp, one of the
I will stay stealthed as I go in. Because I like to stay stealthed.
But you're a stealthy user.
Okay, so holy effect. What does holy effect do?
If I see Shadowstar being stealthy and Desrin being wary, then I am also going to.
But I have told you
cautious
that
and-
it's Womp inside.
Well, yes, but you guys are still
Yeah.
being cautious nonetheless.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to
Be cautious.
stealth and be cautious and
not
sniff
run up to the
my way.
door, barking at it happily and yapping with his tongue out and scrabbling the door with his paws.
No, not quite.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's when I find out that it is actually just Womp and that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so Womp's in the bedroom with the sister on the bed.
I thought you were going to say Womp's in the bedroom with the pistol and noose or something.
the pipe wrench.
Yeah,
The candlestick.
pipe wrench.
With Dr. Plum.
Yeah, with Dr. Plum.
Okay.
Okay, so
More accurately, he's in the bedroom with the hand.
Oh yeah, well, all without the
though the hand is currently sitting in the office building that you've got in the Redmond Barrens,
Yeah, I know.
as well as the finger separately. It's the same hand that's missing the finger.
Yeah, that was good or something.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it means that the finger came from the same hand.
That's what I mean. That's very generous of them. That's what Desmond was saying.
And as you come in, you see sitting on the couch is a person in what appears to be a business suit and a mohawk.
Is this one of your ancients or walker?
Perfectly appropriate hairstyle, good to see. Do we recognise the person at all?
You do not recognize him at all. He introduces himself as Hanukkah.
Hanukkah?
Hanukkah?
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Greetings. Were you waiting for us, or did you accompany our friend there in the back room?
Oh, I'm waiting for you and the package. Have you got the package with you?
We may indeed have a package, but you haven't quite explained who you might be working for, or why you might be waiting for us specifically.
Oh, just call me the Johnson, and I'll make sure you get paid and everyone's happy. You really need to know more. You're not really Shadowrunners, he says.
Well, it's interesting that you use the term Johnson in this particular case, because, well, are you interested in a single package or a two-part package?
This is going to get interesting.
It depends on what the packages are. If you've split up the data and the virus, then we want both.
Whereas, so from the original job for Mr. Johnson, well, rather Mr. Walker, was effectively just for the data, or did he also want the virus?
He wanted the virus because he gave you the ID code for the virus.
Right. And so for him, the data was a bonus, or was that part of the job?
That was part of the job. He also wanted the data wiped off their mainframe.
That's right, yeah. Because all Declan just work at the moment, hang on. Are we talking to Mr. Walker's contact? Are we talking to Elmos 20,000? Are we talking to the
Biogene?
The biotech company that was also getting the doctor.
How do you find out, this is just a player kind of general person, so we're met by this guy, is there any way that we can figure out if he's legit? Like, can I use my smart specs and text SoCal to run a visual recognition on him and see if we can get some data while I'm standing in the back corner, just so that...
Well, that was part of what I was trying to remember with the when I was asked about a 1 or 2 part package.
Yeah.
Because I was forgetting that there was technically the data and the virus. I was basically thinking, yep, data and the doctor, actually 2 parts.
Yeah.
Well.
So is that something like
so
Martin?
You could, yes.
Yep. So if I can do that, that would be good.
Okay, you start contacting SoCal
via text
while Desrin is still talking to the guy.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it quiet, but if SoCal sends me a text going, this is not the guy you think it is, this is, the hate group or something, I can then, text Desrin with, this is not who we think it is, etc.
Well, yes, so it's quite... There can be 2 parts to any sort of package in that sort of way, although, in fact, it occurs to me that you would not be interested in the 3rd part.
And while you're saying that, you hear this, the sound of a message received coming in a room next door to you.
Uh-huh.
I've got my phone on silent.
I didn't say it was your phone.
Oh, okay.
And if SoCal was sending a message or also going to send it on to Desmond, he can actually put it up on his retinal display on his cyber eyes. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about your cyber eyes.
As could Tatiana, who readily would as well. But Desmond will ignore that sort of situation, the sideline or the background noises. But yes, he's basically trying to sound out this guy to try and get an idea of, okay, what does he know about what we've been doing, and therefore where he might have come from. Saying, well, apparently we missed your friend on the boat.
He says, yes, he was a bit shocked to hear about how all that turned out. He hopes he can make it up to you, and he will throw in a bonus if you have all the stuff with you today. Have you brought the stuff?
Not the doctor, I don't think.
We were also a bit shocked at the unfortunate event on the boat, but we were somewhat shocked before we arrived, apparently.
He just rubs his chin and looks at you and saying, you still haven't answered whether you've got the packages with you or not.
Yeah. The packages that we potentially have are apparently a valuable commodity, that a number of interested parties may be wanting to get hold of, and we're a bit concerned that some of those parties are not ones that we are willing to have the package for.
Even if you've already accepted part payment of the said package that you collected, he says.
In fact, so did we actually have any sort of passphrase or code words to speak with Mr. Walker's contact when we were going to get to the boat?
You did not. You just got told which boat.
And then we recognised, or rather, Womp recognised who he wasn't when we got there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I said, indeed, if we had already accepted part payment for such work, then obviously that thing. However, our engagement in that, engagement in that situation was not with Mr. Johnson.
He was busy. He's still busy, and if you'd like to provide the sample and the data, he will see that you get paid, and he'll be on his way.
Yes,
but something's up.
Can you tell me exactly who it was that we did meet?
Well, you were meant to meet one of his friends on the boat, but unfortunately there was a mishap. He tells you exactly which boat that you're supposed to meet on.
And that is, yes, we know who we were supposed to meet. I'm asking you if you know who we originally met.
He says yes, Mr. Walker from Ares.
Very good. That's what we're going to say. Happy to be the other information not required, but really wanted to confirm such details. And I'm assuming during this interaction that there hasn't been a message pop up on my retinal display to say, hey, no, that's not Walker's or Ares code, that's Element 20,000.
You do get a message up on your display coming from Tatiana saying it picks up Womp's and SoCal's comm signals within 10 meters of you, but they're not responding.
Do any of us know that?
Not yet.
So in fact, we've walked into presumably the entranceway of this safe house where we're expecting Womp to be there, based on the information that Shadowrun picked up. But we haven't actually seen Womp yet.
You have not seen him yet. You were told Womp was working on the bed with his sister.
Well, and did Shadow actually go into the back room then as part of that process?
Well, I was thinking of doing that, but
hadn't got around to doing it yet.
was waiting to see when I could roleplay it.
Like don't actually, so in the conversation we're having, I was of the understanding that we definitely had confirmation that Womp was here already. If not, then Declan certainly keen to postpone things a little bit longer and suggest that have some refreshments. It's been a long day for us. I'm not certain about you, but a drink before we actually settle down.
From the way Martin said it, I thought that I had confirmation because Ross was talking as well, but it seems that I've misperceived things again.
And yeah, basically Declan's aiming to, well, think he doesn't know the place, and depending on how obvious it is or things like that.
It's a fairly obvious layout.
Getting a drink, he'll certainly aim for the back room to see if it happens to where Womp might be, if no one else has actually been in there and checked, but I'm hoping others had a chance to go in there already and look.
So while Desrin's talking, what does Tarlin, Bolt, Flogger and Shadowstar do?
Okay, what do I?
You're in a room. You're seeing Jeremy's character Desrin talking to the
Hanukkah.
corporate contact, as far as you know,
Yeah.
and you are hoping to find out that confirmation that he is who he said he was.
And currently, it's not hard to work out that Desrin is somewhat stalling for time at the present moment.
Okay, so
He's also trying to fish for information, but he's also stalling time to allow others the opportunity to confirm the situation.
Okay, so can we assume that we just need more time right now and that we are going to get this confirmation at some point soon, or we kind of want to get a bit more info out of here?
Well, part of the confirmation would be just looking and seeing if Womp and his sister is in the back room. And now
Okay,
also
well,
apparently, from Degrin's perspective, apparently also Socal might be in the back room, which would be disconcerting, really.
Okay, well then in that case, I would like to approach this Mr. Hanukkah and just sit on the couch next to him.
Yep.
And ask him, you know, hey, do I recognize you? Have we met before?
Says, no, I would know it if I met someone as pretty as you, he says.
Okay. I engage him in conversation and I ask him, you know, I ask him about his suit. I'm like, that's a beautiful suit that you're wearing. Where did you get it?
He starts talking about the various shops he buys the stuff in.
Okay. Well, I just keep chatting. I just keep chatting.
That's right. Desmond's taking advantage of the distraction that Solo's working, and effectively, ostensibly go up to get the drinks or things like that to allow the conversation, but also, he's looking to head towards the back room and or check with the others that, hey, if we have confirmation of what else in this, because Desmond said, we've got company in this place, be wary, we were checking out the place before we actually get too far. Then if he can have a quiet word to one of them, if he hasn't got no excuse to go to the back room, so looking at that layout, is there actually a kitchenette type stuff? Oh yeah, probably off to the
in the open space you have a couch with some chairs, a kitchenette, and a table with some chairs.
Yeah.
So is Hanukkah sitting on
the couch with him?
Yeah.
Directly underneath the patio?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Given that Bolt's built in, and he can probably smell his friends, though he might not recognize SoCal because I'm not sure if I've actually met SoCal.
You spent time with him.
Sorry?
You have spent time with SoCal.
Oh, I have? Okay, well then, I would probably, given that everyone else is doing, like, important conversational stuff, I'd probably, like, just continue stealthing through. I don't know who this Johnson person is, and I probably don't care very much.
He's paid, he pays people, so obviously that's as much as you care about him.
Yeah, pretty much. So, while everyone else is talking, I probably have already slipped into the back room.
Okay, there are two back rooms. Opening up the first door, you see SoCal tied up on the floor with a guy pointing a gun at him.
So I guess the first question on that is, how obvious are you when you go into the back room or open that door?
So that would be a stealth roll.
Sorry, I'm cooking dinner at the moment, so I don't have my stuff. Josh, can you look it up?
Because obviously, yeah, you said you were going to stealth towards the back room, but then once you got past the front door, or the front area, will you then carefully open the back door?
Well, I would still probably be being careful.
Good plan.
You have one yellow to green.
I have more than that.
Agility is not your best point. Okay, so you ended up with 2 failures and an advantage. He looks up at you as you enter the room, and he gestures you in and points to a corner with the gun pointed at SoCal.
Do I get any reaction to potentially jump him?
You could effectively, if you decide to attack, that would be initiative.
It would be initiative. You didn't surprise him. He heard you coming.
Right. Okay, in that case, I will pretend to meekly go towards the corner, but at the last second wheel around and spring an attack.
Okay, so that means we are
I'm
going
trying to use my
into
cunning
initiative.
in a cunning way.
Okay, so Ross, from your perspective, you're in the bedroom with two members from with guns pointed at you while you're trying to heal your sister.
Yeah.
And I guess the other question is, noting that Bulk's about to initiate initiative, what was Flogger doing as we walked in there?
He's just stepped away to check on me.
In which case then, it would probably be perfectly logical that he basically stayed in the front room, looking menacing, if it wasn't necessarily home sweet home. If that makes sense, happy with that?
He's just coming
Because
back
that also
now,
then means that he doesn't have to worry about what time or how long he's been doing stuff.
I'm sure he would be happy with that, but he's just sat back down, so...
Okay, so for Bolt, it is your stealth is your initiative because that's what you were doing. Which is not too bad considering it was 5 successes.
Hey.
Nice, okay.
Unlike your ability to open the door stealthily, you can certainly trick him into your action. So that's nice.
Okay,
yep,
so
that works quite well.
For Desrin, what is your vigilance?
Vigilance. One green dice. Unless I can use my cool.
Not in this case because you weren't expecting it to go to violence this quickly.
Hey, I told everyone to be wary. But I will take one strain then and buy a success as well.
Okay, so that ends up being 2 successes for Desrin. Okay, so with Talon, I believe that considering you're smoozing up the guy as your actual thing, you could probably do negotiations as your initiative if you would like to.
Oh yeah. Okay, so alright, so just remind me, so there's who... Okay, so it's Womp who's in the bedroom with the gun to his head, or did have the gun to his head. But now Bolt has, like, taken over that whole situation.
Well, no, okay, that could have different... If Martin could pull up the map again...
I will pull up the
so
map again.
I'm in a different room.
That's right.
You haven't seen where I've gone. You're in, like, the front room smoozing up the dude.
Yeah,
you've been told that our friends are in the back rooms, and that's all you know.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I don't know that there's this commotion that's gone on.
No, we were potentially expecting trouble, and particularly when it turned out someone was there waiting for us, it was, hey,
And you found, yeah.
be aware. And then, yeah, but we're not expecting immediate, like from where we're sitting right now, we're not actually expecting gunfire or the rapid bark of Bolt or something as he goes to attack.
So, Womp,
But yeah, so basically at the moment we've got Talon sitting on the couch with the false Mr. Walker.
Yeah.
We've got Desmond effectively at the kitchenette with getting some drinks. We've got Bolt in the middle room with SoCal tied up and a gunman. And Womp in the back room, but we don't know, like I say, only Womp knows that. Where is Shadowstar? And Flogger's also in the entrance room. Where's Shadowstar?
I believe I was...
She was ducked, probably went up to the table to
ducked out
try
of
and
the
contact
way.
SoCal.
I was ducked out of the way trying to text SoCal and find out what was going on. With,
Okay, so probably up near the up around the table with the on the beside the patio. Is that right? Like on still
Yeah.
inside, but in that table area. That makes sense.
Yeah,
That explains then
I'd
why
be
we-
as out of sight as I can be, but able to see the guy on the couch in the sense that I wanted to have some visual to give SoCal when he responded.
Yep. Well, that makes sense then if you're just around the corner in that dining area.
Okay, well.
Okay. So next we have
yeah.
is what's Womp's magic skill? You're currently using magic on your sister, so I'll give that to you as your initiative.
Okay. Well, that's this is 3 yellow and 1 green.
Okay, so that's actually a pretty good thing for that. 4 successes and
It looks, and I also got a blue
2
by the looks of things too.
advantages. You get a blue as well?
Well, it's got it in source.
Yep, sorry, I just put it down there.
Or was that? Oh, or do I have to activate that? I was just looking at the skill.
Okay, I will bring it up and we shall check. For Womp, let's see.
Because I thought that when you put the blue one there, that's always on, isn't it?
Is it a passive or an active skill, you mean?
Once per encounter, if you have one ring. Ensorcelled is for social skill checks.
Yeah, but so adds to my magic skill as well. But the thing that I'm getting confused is I thought I need to activate it to get it on here, but you put it in a passive on the skill sheet.
I put it in there as it is affected by that.
Maybe you should put it. Maybe you should put an asterisk
Sorry.
in there saying that I need to activate it.
Give me a sec. I'm just reading it. You probably got a bonus from something else as well.
But the only bonus I know is I can cast Holy without having to add difficulty.
Currently on my character sheet, all Martin's done is he put the talents that affect the skill.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually have any. It doesn't say what that effect is. You've got to go and check the talent to find what the
So
effect
it does
is.
actually say that, and you gain a boost blue dice when using the associated magic skill.
Yeah.
So yes, you do get the blue dice from it. So that means you ended up with 5 successes and 2 advantages. Oh, sorry, 3 advantages.
Cool.
Okay, so that brings us to Flogger. Flogger is doing vigilance because he's just standing there looking tough.
With 2 green.
2 green.
Because you're so vigilant.
He was ready to act.
He was looking cool and tough, okay?
And Shadowstar was in the middle of chasing things down, so could actually be doing cool or perception. Perception's actually slightly stronger. Yep. Which turns out to be 3 advantages. Okay, so what that does is it sets up the dice pool of when party and non-party can go. I'm just rearranging things so I can actually keep track of where it all goes.
So I'm guessing that the, irrespective of everyone else, the first action will have to be in Alt and the gunman's group.
Well, you probably...
I presume so.
Because no one else is at, well, assuming no one else is doing anything until violence is seen or heard.
Okay, so a party member gets to go first at this stage.
Well,
which can be bold.
The whole thing.
So you managed to get the drop on him. What do you do?
I am going to try and bite his face off.
What is your brawl?
That Josh, can you?
Got it. 1 yellow, 4 green, and frenzied attack is. You want to suffer strain to upgrade the ability of the combat check?
Oh, why not?
How many ranks do you have?
You have
Two, I
two
think?
ranks of frenzied
3.
attack.
Oh, 3 ranks.
No, it only has 2 ranks in it.
Oh, 2 ranks, sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Then you can suffer 2 strain to get 2 blue dust, I believe.
No, it will replace 2 of the green with 2 yellow.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Upgrade.
Would you like
You
to
want
take
that
2
in?
strain?
Yes, I will do that.
Go.
I've recovered my strain, haven't I?
You have recovered all of your strain with rest.
Yes, then I will do that, please.
Go for the power attack.
Okay. You leap over and attack the guy.
Because I can tell you now, Em, if Bolt allows SoCal to get shot, I'll be unhappy.
I hope not.
Okay, so you ended up with 4 successes and 2 advantages.
4 successes and what? Sorry, I cut out.
2 advantages.
Oh, 2 advantages.
So your damage is +1.
I don't think I've got your full bite details in there yet. I've still got to put in the rest of your details, but
Oh.
under stat block I think I have it.
It is there, Martin.
Yeah, it is on the actual sheet that has everything there. It's supposed to have her bite on here. So
It
it's
does.
all. It does?
Yeah, it's under slashing bits, under the top of talents. It says you can attack, as an attack you
Okay.
can bite, claw, or stomp with these characteristics. +1 damage and a crit of 3.
So I did actually manage to put it in there. That's good. I was just going to put all the weapons in so she could see them easily.
Mm.
So that means with your strength of 5, you're doing 6 base damage. But you don't crit because you're 1 off critting.
Damn.
But you have 3 net successes, so that means you're doing 9 damage. And you literally do a face off on the guy.
Then you got to bite his face off.
The guy has no more face.
The guy has no face. I just conceded in my goal.
I don't mind.
Or are you now John Travolta?
Yes. So now Bolt comes back out of the nonchalantly comes out of the front room again with the other guy's face on. I'm sure no one will notice.
While looking at the guy, you realise he's missing the whole front of his face. And skull.
Don't point it to my friend, so, you know.
Unfortunately, what that exposes is the android head behind that skin, so it's completely unaffected by loss of face.
I can do that.
No.
I said, Jeremy, about giving him
Well, you're going to
ideas.
spend a destiny point on that.
No,
Please stop giving Martin ideas.
exactly. We'd like to survive this encounter, thank you.
Can we plant the seed of TBK in
Okay.
I played it a long time ago.
So, Ross, you're in the back room with 2 guys with
Yep.
guns. One of them hears the scream-ish, or the growl, whatever it is he hears through the wall, and turns and points his gun at you after having it been pointed at your sister while you're working on her.
Are these human or what?
They are human. And you do recognize them, and I'll tell you after the combat who they were. It will be who they were, because I doubt they'll survive.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, obviously, Womp probably has more knowledge about the situation that he's in than the rest of us does.
Ouch.
Okay.
I think Womp just got shot.
Okay, so he does. Well, the 2 of them open up on you in the room, doing 10 damage. What is Womp's soak?
5.
5. Okay. I'll assume you've used up all the slap patches. So how many hit points do you normally have?
I
19.
19, because if you take... so that means I will have... say you've used all 6, so that means that you're on 13. And so what was your soak?
It's 5.
5, so that means you take 4 damage, putting you on 17 damage.
Yep.
But
So
you've had...
if I've got slap patches once I get in the room, I could apply them.
Not to him, because I basically said he had the other 2 on him, so he had enough hit points to
Okay.
survive.
Okay. Fair enough.
Didn't really want him to join in and then be knocked out.
Yeah, no. Wouldn't be fun.
As patch 5 and 6 only gave him 3 hit points in total.
Mm.
Okay, so in the room, the guy next to Tarhin grins as there's the sound of a gun going off,
Oh.
pointed towards Tarhin.
Talon? Yeah. How do
Pointed
you
towards
manage to-
me.
Get
The
things wrong.
businessman is pointing the gun at me.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see him point the gun. He actually had it under his jacket as he was showing his jacket off.
Ah, what a devil.
Unfortunately, it wasn't that he wasn't happy to see you.
Ah,
Well, I bet he was also happy to see you.
my pride is deeply wounded.
As he's aside of you, as he shoots you.
You need to make him play.
He shoots me?
He actually manages to hit you.
That bastard!
Where are we?
What's really annoying is the fact that
Dead.
he's active before Declan, so Declan doesn't get his bonus to hit.
There we are. So you have a circle 4. He does 8 damage, so 4 damage gets through to you, to your wounds of 13.
Ouch.
Oh, God.
Your complexion, no.
No, my supple body.
Okay. Oh no, you'll never wear bikini again.
That could actually
Right,
be a
there's
problem
cyberware to fix that, right?
Okay.
And you,
But don't chicks dig scars?
hey, I'm sure it will go well on the dance floor.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
hear this screeching of tires outside as sound of vehicles just coming to a sharp stop. Now, it's another party member's go. Who wants to go next?
I'm presuming probably Carlin or has
Well,
Bob gone
I'm thinking probably either
Hey,
Womp
can I
or
walk, or
Declan
am I-
would
Yeah.
have
my-
the.
Womp
Womp or
hasn't
Desmond
gone yet.
has-
Womp's being shot, so maybe Womp or Desron, yeah.
Sorry, not Womp. I meant Flogger or Declan
Yeah.
in the front room.
Yeah.
Whether or not there wants to be someone in the back room before then, but the
One of the ones in the
back up.
front room that's actually prepared to pull a gun. Or, I don't know, hit someone with their brand new grate.
Well, I mean, technically, it probably doesn't matter too much because both the ones in the back room with Womp have already acted, so it's not
Yeah.
like he can try to act before the next one. And
They
there's no
rolled
one
very
that-
well.
Like I said, the only one that hasn't necessarily acted is the one that
Had his face off?
Bolton's already had his face ripped off. So, Declan will quick draw his pistol and shoot at the guy that just shot Marlon and call out to Flogger. Watch for others coming through the door as he takes his shot.
You mentioned door. There'll be lack of door handling.
Well, hey, Flogger does have a
I
great
was going to
club.
say, watch the door. I said that he modified unlikely to watch for others coming through the door.
Can I just clarify?
Yep.
But yes, that might interpret the remove door so he can watch more easily.
The main room
Right.
where the couch is separate from
We could be
wherever
disappointed.
the is next to it.
But
There's a
yeah, so
hallway
Declan
going down
takes
the
a
front.
shot.
There's a hallway going down the front. I was just trying to figure it
Four
out.
green.
Okay,
and
so that's
a
the main
yellow.
room with a space above it.
Yep.
You've got a hallway going along here.
Yep.
Uh,
So
you
to get to
have-
that back bedroom, I have to cross through the main room and then go down the corridor.
Well, assuming that most of you came in, I hate the tool trying to tell me to do stuff.
Yep.
Most of you were in that area.
Yeah, but I was put behind next to a table, I believe.
Yeah, I think we had Shadowstar up in the top right corner as we're looking at the...
Yeah, so that takes me further away.
Mm-hmm.
How far can I move in one go?
What is your athletics or...
My athletics is probably very poor, but I don't have the word athletics here.
Sorry, okay, I'll bring it up.
It's okay.
Coordination might also work for you, if
I
you've
don't
got that
have
better.
the word coordination on here either.
Okay.
Can you also take strain to do extra movement?
You
Well,
can
that's what I'm
take 2
talking.
strain to do 2 maneuvers.
That's why I'm checking with Mark.
So athletics means you can move 6 of those squares.
Yep.
Coordination means you can move 9 of those
So that,
squares.
is that agility
So-
that comes in?
Yep.
Okay, so my agility's 3.
Your agility's 3.
Okay. So agility means I can move 6 squares.
No, 9.
9. Jeez, no, okay, I'll just quietly work out things on my own while Desmond finishes shooting.
Okay, so Desrin, what is your
He's got 4 green and a yellow, and
Is he-
unfortunately, because the guy's already active, he doesn't get a boost.
is he going to aim? If he chooses
might
not
as
to,
well.
if he's choosing not to move, he can choose to aim.
And he's got the, because he's already got cover from the counter kitchen, and he's got quick draw, so yeah, he might as well aim and then take the shot.
So that turns out to be quite a devastating shot.
Typical, let's go, good.
So that ends up being a triumph, 3 successes and 3 advantages. So technically, you can critically hit the person, and you can do something with your triumph at the same time.
Good shot.
And what would Desmond like to do?
Decimate him. Regain the honour of your crush.
Yeah. Not my tits up. Help me out.
Never a more elegant phrase was said.
I'm just, as a player, I'm just going to think, do we actually want to try and kill him outright, or do we want him alive to talk after him?
You can use the triumph to take him alive, but take him out.
Yeah,
That's probably the plan. That's what I was kind of lean towards, because effectively, yeah, because we're doing, what's the pistol, damage 6, 3 successes, or was it 4 successes?
It's 3 net successes on top of the original success to hit him, so that means 9 damage.
That was
to
9
base.
points plus a critical plus the triumph.
Yep.
So yeah, the intent would be to, well, the idea would be to take him out, but not actually have him die instantly anyway.
Okay. So yes, you basically quick draw the gun, shoot, and next thing you know, he's dropped the gun, fallen over sideways on top of Talwyn.
Right.
Well, providing protection for you.
And his eyes have rolled back in the back of his head as you see that the shot went straight through his right arm and side.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you made him drop the gun and knocked him out at the same time. So if you had have not chosen to keep him alive, you would have one-shot him with that anyway.
I did think I might have the opportunity to get it between the eyes, but I don't think I actually want to do that to him. At least, this way I've got the I'll leave it open for Talon to actually finish him off later on.
Revenge is always sweet. Okay, so it's now another party member's go. Who wishes to go next?
Logger, I think, was going to go.
Logger.
Or Talon, or what?
I'll go.
Yep, okay. Sorry,
Yep.
I've lost track of who'd gone and who hadn't gone.
Martin,
Yep.
with additional targets, if I get enough advantages, can I target the same person multiple times?
You cannot. Only with auto fire can you actually target the same person more than once. Additional
Okay.
targets allows you to hit different people.
Yeah. Oh, I was just wondering if I rolled so good, it means that I would have actually 2 additional targets I could select, but there's only 2 in the room.
There is a special
If
thing
you
that
fail a
allows you.
target, you don't get to repeat them.
Yeah.
The other thing is, if you get a triumph, you can crit on your attack unless you've got one of the other abilities.
Yeah.
I'll be back in just a minute.
So what equipment have I got with me?
All your equipment's been taken away from you, including your magic devices. They're all sitting to the
Yep.
side.
I thought that would be it.
They're
How
in
much
the
strain
room.
am I on?
You are currently on no strain whatsoever,
Okay,
having slept, but you're on 17 points of damage.
Yep.
And 6 slap patches for the 24-hour period.
Okay, so I'm on 17 points of damage.
Yes.
That's
But no
annoying.
strain whatsoever.
Okay. Okay, I am... Yeah, stuff healing. I am going to do a spell attack.
Yep. What's the
I am
difficulty
going
of
to
the
buff
attack?
it. So basically, I'm going to empower it
Yep. What difficulty does that make it?
and go for additional targets, and they'll make it 5 purple.
5 purple.
So I'm doing really nasty stuff. Okay, so they'll be rolling, was it 3 white dice?
Do you have close combat?
Yeah, they're in close combat, aren't
Do
they?
you have close combat
Oh.
ability for your attack?
No, I don't. Okay.
In which case
I
you
forgot
need
they are in.
you need
That
to
increases it, does it?
you need to spend a maneuver to move away from them, and then cast your spell.
Yeah, okay.
That's
alright.
that's all that means is you spend a maneuver to break engaged.
Yeah.
They had the extra dice to attack you for being engaged, which made it
Yeah.
harder for them. They actually took a ricochet because they were so
Yeah.
close.
Okay, so I'll maneuver out of the way.
And I got the 5 purple dice, the 3 yellow, and the 1
Green and blue,
and the blue.
because it's a divine. As well as, was it white?
Going to supercharge as well. So what's your magic rating?
3.
May as well go for broker.
Yeah. So I'll either explode or they explode.
Okay, so that's going to be an interesting result.
That's never good enough.
Well, I'm getting rid of all the bad dice to start with.
Which is somewhat better.
No, it's not. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so as I look up the...
Is that all white?
there are 2 white and 3 black.
Because, yeah, because of the reflection, it looks like all white to me.
So 2 white and 3 black. What would you like to do with those points in your magic?
I didn't get an advantage, did I? Oh, wait a sec, I can use the white to get an advantage.
You can
No.
you can use white to get an advantage, I believe.
So
I'm
if
just
I
looking
use
it up
that,
now.
that makes it, debates the additional target, because I need to get an advantage to get that off, correct?
So you can use a white to get rid of a one of those to get rid of that. Though, what do you wish to spend your 3 black on? You can spend 2 to trigger a despair.
Nah.
Or they, if you want to succeed, which you can do, you can make them all come out as threats.
To make them come out as threats, then.
Okay, which means you're going to end up taking 8 strain this round.
Yeah.
So you'll definitely be reeling after this. Okay, so you, how much damage does your spell do?
Okay, because I empowered it, doesn't it give me one?
You can use the remaining white to give yourself a, to take away one of those strain. So you take less strain if you wish to, or put it into damage.
Yeah, but I need to use that white to activate the target, don't I?
Well, if it comes out as an advantage, then it basically gets sucked up by the black straight away.
I still.
You can either turn it into a success for extra damage on the one target, or to reduce it, or to reduce the amount of damage you take.
I'll just check to see how much damage I do with empowerment. Increases base damage. Base damage is equal to my match rating, yeah. Oh, less than the. I've actually got taken less strain.
Okay, so you have taken 6 strain instead of 8. So how much damage does it do?
Well, it's got a. Let's say so. My empowered uses my magic rating, which is 3. The attack. Okay, so it's 4 plus 3 with my magic rating, so it's 7. And I didn't get my additional targets now.
Okay, so you hit one of the guys as he splatters with the damage. It's more than he was able to soak.
Yeah, it would have been great if I managed to trigger that as a
multi-target. Well, you did get multi-target.
No, I didn't. I needed.
Haven't you taken yourself out as well?
Close to it.
I didn't.
Okay, so that is Womp done. That leaves Flogger and Shadowstar. And Talon. Who wishes to go next?
I want to go last, I think.
Okay, that brings Flogger up to the thing as Shadowstar's out of the room. What does Flogger wish to do? He's heard the sound of gunfire and magic going at the end of the room.
And also screeching of tires outside, after which he was told to watch for anyone coming from the door.
That's right, I was told to watch the door.
But there are lots of doors. And besides, you have your great club with you.
Deeply inspect the door by removing it from its hinges.
Which one?
The one where we heard cars coming from.
Okay. Presumably the one that just came in, you're probably still standing next to.
Well, there's a sliding door on the other side of the room from where you entered, where you heard the noises from, because it's a patio looking down at the street. Flogger crosses over to the patio and pulls off the sliding door.
No. Flogger stand at main door and rip door off hinges.
Okay, so yes, there's this cracking sound as the door comes off its hinge. Which brings us to Talon. You're up next with a guy unconscious on top of you.
Okay. Do we... So, I guess the reason why he wasn't killed is because, we still want some info out of him?
Plus, he might also be the one paying you.
Oh. Can I... Am I able to ask another player to perform some sort of an act for me?
You can, but they'll have to wait till their action to do so.
Yeah, what are you trying to achieve?
I would like to have his arms and legs ripped off.
I believe you've just given Flogger an opening by saying His arms and legs are doors. Why don't you collect them?
Oh, okay. I tell Flogger that, Flogger, I'm pretty sure that his arms and legs are doors. Okay, and they're rare collectible doors.
And I don't think it would take much suggesting to Flogger at that, because you are quite a persuasive elf.
Declan's hearing that thinking, well, I hope we can settle this all before Flogger gets to the doors.
Shadowstar calls from the patio side, saying she can see three knight errant vehicles pulling up to the base of the apartment complex you're at.
Yeah, I'm so glad Mr. Ork provided such a good safe house.
It's
Well-
a real gem.
Well, they did contact the Johnson in question, you're not sure which one, to say where you'll be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Well,
that...
presumably they didn't deliberately contact Alamos 20,000, but...
But then
necessarily Alamos 20,000 didn't get used as well. So.
Also pointing out from the GM side, Alamos 20,000 knew about Walker and the Johnson, and that they were contacting the party. So that meant that they either have contacts inside Ares or contacts inside Myogene, or both.
Yeah, that's right.
So it is a new round, and a party member gets to go first. I had Shadowstar look out the window and see three Ares knight errant vehicles pull up.
Okay.
So currently,
would you like to do anything else?
I wanted to move, but that's okay. I don't know what else happened.
You could also have moved at the same time. So while you were out, Desrin knocked out the Johnson on the couch with a shot. Flogger pulled off the door. Womp knocked out one of the guys for gun pointing at him.
Yeah, that's the bit that I missed.
And considering Womp is the only one with an active enemy at the moment, I would suggest Womp goes first.
Yep. So, I'm going to do something incredibly stupid.
Yep.
I'm going to do something that I've never done before.
Run.
I'm going to tackle him.
Try and hit someone.
No, I've hit people. Basically, it's melee. This is the first time I'm doing a brawl attack.
Okay.
If I did move, how far have I moved? I know you said
So I'm trying to grapple him and that.
You could have moved down the hallway. And, well, Shadowstar could technically have gotten to the door, but not be able to
I know
act
I wouldn't
because...
have been able to get in.
Yeah.
Just want to know how close I am if this melee attack fails. This does not represent my confidence in Womp, I assure you.
Well, I mean, the point is that you're probably in a position to act next, and you get to the room with the ability to act potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this stage, you don't know exactly what to expect in the room.
No.
So.
That's
Okay.
fine.
So, Womp, what's your brawl?
4 green.
4 green. Well, you're not really in a position to take a lot more strain.
Nah.
Does it cover what
L did? I was asking Flogger to rip the guy's arms and legs off.
Oh, right, and that's how the door got ripped off. Yep.
Does Flogger aim? I know Flogger has to. Womp has to.
Yeah, I also would like to, because of the surge of adrenaline, upgrade my attack.
You have to actually take a maneuver to move into engage because you moved out of it last round.
Yeah.
So yes, and so that means you're going to spend a destiny point.
Yes, please.
Okay. Actually, the dice were in your favor today.
Nice.
You ended up with a success, with a net success, and an advantage. So you, how much damage does your character do?
The best scenario.
Be 6 with me with strength of 4. is it?
No, you
Well, it's
one of the successes is used up to make sure you hit.
Okay, well, it's
and-
5 then, but let's see. He's still got a gun, doesn't
He
he?
does.
And I don't have enough to put him in the grapple, do I?
You do not.
No.
What does
But can that advantage either knock his gun out, or do I actually have to, or I can just use it to gain a strain?
You can use it to regain a strain.
Yep, I'll do that then.
Or you could use it to give Shadowstar a boost when she goes through the doorway.
Is strain hard to get back though?
That can be, yes.
Yeah. He might need the strain more than he needs to give me a boost.
Well, he also doesn't necessarily know exactly what's happening outside, so he
No,
doesn't
no,
know who's going to
he
happen.
doesn't.
Okay, then it is his go with the gun. He tries to shoot you with the gun. Though he's not trying to move away from you, so he does get a penalty to do so. Okay, so that is 6 damage to Womp. What is your circ again?
5.
Okay, you take a whole point of damage.
What does that put you down to?
18 out of 19.
He's
Well, I'll put it in
fine.
more patches on the camera.
18 out of 19 damage and what? 12 out of 13 strain?
Well, he's sitting on 5 out of how much his strain he can take. So who wants to go next?
5 strain.
He's only got 5 strain. He's got lots up his sleeve.
And Bolt.
Bolt can go next.
So I guess the dude is dead. Yes.
Well, you assume so. He is missing half his face, and skull and brain.
Okay, good.
Which, by the way, is tasty. Which, by the way, is tasty.
Yummy.
And hey, if we're talking about LMS 20,000 guy, he only needs half a brain, so he's probably still fine.
This is far truer than I'd hoped.
I am going to untie Power. Do I have to move over to him, or am I like standing on top of him?
Well, you're standing on top of him because the other guy had a gun pointed at his head.
Yep. Okay.
So you can spend an action to untie him.
Yeah, I'll spend an action and to untie him. And then can I move out of the room?
You can.
I'll do that.
Okay, you step out of the room right beside Shadowstar. Well, seeing Shadowstar down one end of the hallway, and the other end of the hallway you see Flogger.
I am going to follow Shadowstar.
Okay. So, who wishes to go next?
If it's Shadowstar.
Desmond will jump in.
There you go.
Desrin can jump in.
Like, I'll have Shadowstar to go, but Desmond makes sure to jump in before Flocker did anyway.
That's okay. Knowing my luck, I'll have to go back to the bathroom and miss my go again. But I'll be alright.
But like Desmond's not actually going to do it. His main actions is going to be telling people, yelling out the fact that, hey, Orks is still apparently back there. Go and check him out. Go and check out Flogger down the back. While he's looking at the patio window to examine and watch what comes out of these night errant cars.
Okay, so you do that.
And to tell him, hey, we want him alive momentarily.
Which then brings us to Shadowstar.
I don't know.
Would you like to go next? Because you're at the doorway seeing...
I gather the guy that was attacking Womp is still
He's still
alive
going.
and attacking again.
He is still
You
attacking
can
Womp.
still hear the sounds of combat going on next behind that door.
Do I have enough movement to go into the room and...
You can go into the room and save Womp.
Yeah.
checking to see what you have for gear.
Gear.
Yeah.
I have a sawed-off shotgun. I have 2 pistols, 1 with silencer, a knife, 5 grenades, stun gun, a mono blade, but I still haven't quite worked out what that is, and a water knife.
A mono blade is a melee weapon, so you probably want to shoot.
I don't want to get womps, so I won't use the shotgun.
So you have ranged light, which is the pistol, which means you get 1 yellow and 2 green.
What about spells? I do have spells that I never use, and you said that my magic's gotten a lot better.
It is.
Is it worth attacking him with magic, or do you think the gun's more reliable?
Gun is more reliable at this stage,
Okay, I'll do that then.
as it is less taxing on your character.
Yep.
Do you want to take 2 strain to aim?
Yes, please.
Would you like to also upgrade your dice?
How much strain is that?
So you're at 4 strain at the moment. Upgrading the dice is you flip over 1 of the destiny points.
What does upgrading the dice do for me?
Replaces that makes it a yellow.
Which gives me extra
I wouldn't
chances.
worry too much about it, Ariadne, simply because Womp and or yourself are likely to act before the other guy does again anyway.
Probably, but I just wanted to understand what the technicality of it was. I can
I have no idea where it
just
went
tell me
to.
what you've dropped and I'll get it later.
Green dice.
Okay. Yeah, no, I probably won't go through that upgrade.
Okay, so what that means is no matter how many hit points he has, you got a critical hit, so you can take him out.
I don't want to kill him either, because I think I would have heard Desrin yell that we want to keep them alive questioning.
You might not have the option for it without the trial.
I don't have a triumph,
You
so
don't
I
have a
don't get the
triumph.
option.
No, you can critically hit him, or you can put that to other things and hope you just do enough damage to take him down, but if he's fairly weak, it may also kill him.
Okay. Well, I'm fairly sure that the guy that Desrin's got's the leader, so I guess it's best to just go for killing him.
That will work for you. He does look like he's wearing the Polita Club clothing.
Oh, so he looks like one of the hate people?
I was going to say, he's going to want 20,000 more than likely, so...
Which means that, and one of those who had been torturing Womp's sister.
Yeah, I don't kill for those reasons. I'd be hoping to have him be alive, but I would kill him for being the general hate crimer and torturer.
Okay, so...
It's alright. Shadowstar doesn't kill people, guns kill people.
That's right.
It wasn't you at all, it's just a bullet.
No, yeah, look, if the bullet hadn't done its thing... no, I said that the wrong way around.
Well, you successfully managed to take him down.
So critical hit means I could have got him straight on in the head or something?
Yep.
Yep. Well, I'll do a very nice clean shot to the head then.
He has a third eye.
Yeah, let's go with that.
And he looks stunned.
Because that's the weakest place, so it's the best place to aim for if you can.
And he collapses. And Jeremy, while Desrin's looking out the window, he sees 3 squads of soldiers, and you recognize Mr. Johnson Walker with his Texan hat.
I'll find you the
I will.
And they're both. He seems to be looking up at the apartment complex, and gives you a sort of a nod towards you as they start heading into the apartment complex.
Okay. Well, it's actually only Cullen's the only other person in this room that's supposed to know, isn't it?
It is.
So, what I say?
Well, Flogger hasn't moved out of it yet.
Okay. Right, okay. If their group could effectively call out of turn type stuff, he'll just say, okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Night Errant and Mr. Walker are on the way. Don't disturb them. Don't upset them. These are the guys we want to meet.
Yeah, you
These are
do.
the guys we're going to pay.
You do recognize that they do have heavy assault weapons on their guys and riot gear.
Yep, right. As far as Decker was concerned, it was 3 squads of Knight Rand. I don't care how they're dressed. We're not trying to take them on.
Okay, so would you guys?
If they're in assault armor, then that's obviously further evidence of not trying to take them on.
If you hear this, does any character want to do anything specifically before they arrive? You would have about 3 rounds to do so.
Well, I will see if I can tend to Womp with what other first aid kit stuff I've got, just to make sure it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bolt is happy to carry anyone.
We might need you to carry Womp's sister.
Well, Declan's actually going to suggest that people might want to stay in the back room if we're careful of everything, because, hey, depending upon how many of you want to be seen by Knight Rand.
Knight Rand are the heavy forces of the Ares Corporation, which is, like as technology, one of the major powers of the world.
They weren't the people we stole everything off, were they?
They were not.
The other people we stole everything off as technology for?
As technology is the one you stole everything off.
Yeah, okay.
And they
the
have...
point is, they are a mega corporation that, unless you're actually sitting down with them as Mr. Johnson and Shadowrunner, the less your face is known by corp types, probably the better off you are.
Hey, Flogger, I see a door in here.
And so yeah, so Declan's main goal will be just confirming, hey, who is actually in the back room, finding what happened, but then encouraging people potentially to stay in the back room. As a group, I'm happy that the group decision as to whether or not we want to get Mr. Fate Johnson from LOS 20K, whether we want him in the front room where Knight Rand will probably deal with him, or whether we want to deal with him ourselves later.
Well,
you take him to the back room. I'm happy with either option, and Talwyn might be a deciding vote on the idea of.
I suggest probably. I actually probably suggest giving it to Mr. Walker due to the fact that they've got moles in their organisation, and these guys may have some idea of who or where they're getting their information from.
but if we interrogate him ourselves and find out that information ourselves, we could sell that back to Ares.
I was only trying to get some more brownie points with Knight Errant.
Yeah,
I don't know that it would necessarily be worth a great deal of money. It might be worth brownie points, but it also, to me, there's also the aspect from both Womp and Talon as to how much they're interested in the revenge side of what they did to his sister.
Yeah.
What they did to Talon's.
Honestly, I think giving them to them is actually probably more worse than what I can actually do to them.
That's probably true. Does Talon have a opinion though?
Can we just shoot him in the kneecap before we send him back?
I thought you ripped his legs off as well.
She wanted to.
I didn't know.
Declan stopped for the, or aimed to stop.
Okay, so
we had it all stopped before that happened.
So he's not a stump.
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
Because let's face it, if he had his leg ripped off, he would also
Even
be
just
dead.
one little leg, one little foot, or one little hand. Come on.
I don't think there's anything about. I don't think shooting him in the shooting his kneecap or his foot or something like that's going to render him unusable to Ares. But keep in mind, Desrin has made a pretty deadly shot to him. So if it does mean that he's dead, he'll kind of be useless to Ares, and we'll lose our brownie points. You could
Well, I mean,
just
the point
take
is-
satisfaction with the
and-
fact that
and-
there is
and
will talk.
It's not like you can take any immediate satisfaction,
Mm.
like shooting him in the kneecap or something like that, because he's already unconscious.
Yeah.
Like, can
he's
I
not
just
going to be
keep a
feeling additional
finger?
pain in the next 30 seconds.
Can
I'd
you?
love to keep a
So,
finger from
Al, do
there.
you
and-
have a preference?
Well, if you'd like
I
to
would
take a
just
finger,
like to take a finger.
no one's going to stop you.
Okay, I take a finger and I slip it into my pocket.
Okay.
You can't hear Al. Like, I can't hear Al.
I can't
Oh.
see.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, yeah. I just cut off a little finger and I pop it in my pocket for later.
Okay, so Tylan takes a finger.
Okay. I don't know what's happening there, but yes, I'm not hearing Al at all.
You can't hear L on the mic.
So Jeremy, I can hear you clearly. Can everyone else hear Al?
I can hear
Yeah.
L.
So Jeremy, you might need to drop out and come back in again.
Okay. I'm going to try.
So, if you're taking trophies, why don't you just go for the ear as well?
I don't know, ears are kind of gross.
Plus, I'm
Fingers
sure he'll
stack
always
better
remember the
than
finger.
jewelry.
If
Fingers
he
are
lives.
easy to stack up.
If he lives.
You can caress things with fingers. Okay.
That's so true.
That's a point.
And plus, if you get hungry.
Yeah.
And I guess at a certain point, if it comes down to just being bones, you still have the finger.
Mhm.
But an ear at some point, if it's not in a jar or dried properly, technically just rots and disappears.
That's so true. What a forward planning that goes into this thing.
See? The party is with you.
So Jeremy, can you hear Al now?
I think I can, yes.
All good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So as you're readying for the night around people.
Yeah. Who ends up staying in the front room then to talk to Mr. Walker?
I'm in the back
aside
room
from
with Paul.
Declan?
I think Bolt's next to me in the hall in the back room. She might.
Vlogger's got this.
Flog,
Flogger's in the
okay,
front room?
Declan says that I think that they'll need help in the back room, Flogger.
I have
Help
yelled.
look after one sister.
A vlogger good with words.
Yes.
I don't think you're getting rid of Flogger, Desrin.
So Flogger said yes. Good with words, yes. One sister will need some comforting words while she recovers. Go and talk to her.
Oh,
You can show her the finger. You could stroke her face with the finger.
Vlogger will go help Bonk's sister, I guess.
Okay.
And is Carlin staying in the front or is she going at the back as well?
I could go out the back and be nice and say they're there and pat her head or something or pat her stump.
Well, certainly Declan would be happy if Carlin stayed at the front, unlike if Wonga had stayed at the front. But he's also perfectly understanding if Carlin does not want to be noticed or seen by the corpse.
Yeah, sort of over the corpses.
Fair enough.
Really?
Okay,
I didn't
so
get
just
that
Declan greeting the night around that comes charging through the now open doorway.
So you can hear the sounds of the footsteps on the stairwell, and then you pick up the sound of a low-flying helicopter.
Declan's got out the effectively the presumably two data chips, one with virus and one with the data. Which, okay, confident that SoCal's already taken the copies that will be able to sell with the to the other Vital company. But yes, and he's just basically aiming to sit quietly either at the dining room table or if there was, I can't remember, there's a coffee table in front of the couch, but
There is a coffee table in front of the couch. I shall bring up picture again.
yep, okay. he'll pull one of the small chairs off to the other end of the couch, to the end of the table, and be seated at that with the two chips sitting on the coffee table.
Okay, as you see the first of the night around riot police come up the stairs towards the door, you hear the slap of rope on the patio behind you.
I will look behind as I prepare to dive under the couch.
As you see a leopard print covered special forces land on the patio.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Intent is to grab the two chips off the table as he dives under the couch, under the table. And this is where everyone else is very glad that they're not in the front room and caught in the middle of the crossfire.
Okay. So, as that guy lands, there's the sound of heavy weapons opening up from the lounge room as the night arounds move into the room.
Jason will put a quiet message over the party's mic radio system saying, hey, we've got extra company, stay low.
Okay, so you see holes the size of your fist get punched in the patio door, and the leopard armor guy go flying over the railing. They are using the equivalent of what they used to call elephant shells that are heavy enough to take down trolls.
Mm-hmm. Jason's noting that, yes, he can easily fit through the 2 inches of space under the couch.
As the rest of you hear a firefight happening in the front room. Do you wish to participate?
I think I want to participate. I think I want to help out.
Well, okay, Jason did send a message, extra company, stay low. And you're hearing heavy weapon fire, not just gunfire.
Oh, God.
It is literally war zone material where Shadowrun should not be.
Well, these guys could one-shot a vehicle and put it down with these weapons.
Oh, gosh. Well, then what assistance can any of us give? What should we do?
You can be an extra target.
Pardon?
You can be an extra target.
Oh, God.
Certainly, Desmond's message of advice is stay low. As a player, I'm saying the most appropriate thing you can do is not get caught in the crossfire.
Okay.
Do not feel guilty about not being involved in this situation. This is not designed for Shadowrunners.
Okay, I do not come to help out. I stay low and I stroke my new finger.
Desrun witnesses 8 of the Jaguar guys getting shot off the balcony while they take out about 10 of the Night Errants in the process.
Do I see any sign of Mr. Johnson Walker in his hat coming through, or has he held back properly?
Well, you do hear the sound of an explosion above, and not long afterwards you see Mr. Johnson walking in with a rocket launcher smoking. As if he's just fired it recently.
Okay.
Martin?
Yep.
With Bolt and his fear of guns, and probably include large artillery, what effect does being scared out of his wits do?
Well, that would be a discipline check for your character.
Discipline check. Okay. I don't know what my discipline is.
That's what I'm about to look up for you because I know it's not fantastic.
No, probably not.
So your discipline is 2 green dice. apparently it's not so bad for you. You manage to not succumb, but you end up with 1 strain from it. But it is terrifying.
In the case of it going well like this, you probably, like the rest of the party who are in the room, have never seen people this scared before.
To be fair, the rest of the party's also never been this scared before.
Right.
Except possibly when the dragon flew overhead.
The dragon's more dangerous than these people.
Orcs probably
But these
gain
people are a lot closer.
a bit of size as he and then tries to hide under the bed.
Yep.
But he's now too big to fit.
You actually managed to get under the bed. The bed's not on the ground, but you did get under the bed.
Oh, right.
I'm sure you've seen other things squeeze under beds that they raise the bed up by squeezing under it.
The question is, do you rock the bed enough that one falls out of the bed?
I don't know, do I?
No. Okay, so in the matter of less than a minute, you'd think maybe about 100 odd rounds have been fired. And heavy caliber rounds too. And then it's just deadly silent. And you see the crunch of boots walking into the room as Walker looks at Desert and saying, "So, where's Georgie?"
So where's what code? I missed the word.
Where's Georgie?
MIA.
Right, oh yeah. Well, considering the surroundings, Georgie wisely decided to be elsewhere and allow me to conclude our negotiation, our business and transactions. It would appear that other parties also became aware of the location of this meeting point.
He points at the guy who called himself Honecker and says, "I see you've found my mole."
Oh, okay. So I missed that earlier. So yeah, so he stayed in this room. Did he? He didn't get taken in the other room. He just lost a finger.
Yeah, he just lost a finger.
Yeah. So okay, and so therefore he's still alive at this stage, unconscious.
Currently, yes.
And he apparently didn't get hit by any further with the shrapnel or anything like that.
They weren't aiming down at the couch.
Happy with that. In which case then, well, as I said, there appear to be multiple people who had knowledge of this meeting point. Amongst them,
says yes.
We're going to suggest that hey, there's potentially a communications were not necessarily secure as you suspected.
Well, he had.
You're welcome to him.
Well, he had placed him with Biogene to listen in on what they were doing for him. But he found out recently that he'd been selling secrets to almost 20,000.
Well,
and had caused the death of his agent on the boat. So he'd like to have a private conversation with him if you'd like a bonus for keeping him alive.
Well,
I told you that would be better than extracting and also extending the pain than we could.
Yeah. So, and Declan said, well, there is a reason that he was carefully disabled and removed from the situation. It's all yours.
Okay, so do you have the virus?
Provide the data chip. I suppose the virus actually would be in a test tube or something, isn't it?
It was in a plastic case that you cut the bits out that got rid of the tracking signal.
Yeah. So yeah, when I said I had 2 chips cut off, it would have been one chip on the table, and yes, the virus would have been down the side or somewhere. Hopefully it hasn't been hit by or damaged by the gunfire.
It does not appear to have been damaged by the gunfire.
And he will pull it up. Yes. Although apparently the Aztec had other ways of tracking the situation, they did not do it by tracking the sample.
Yes, he realized that they had been following Honecker as well. I guess Honecker was not as discreet as he thought he was, talking to the hate group.
Certainly, the interactions that we've had with him, discreet would not seem to be his catchphrase.
It does not. Says, sir, I'm still willing to give you the 60k for the virus and the sample. And he's got word through Honecker that you'd also managed to extract Dr. Owens. He's willing to give you another 50k for Dr. Owens as well.
So, just trying to think, do we know how Honecker knew that Dr. Owens had been extracted?
Because Alan from the Orc Underground had contacted Biogene, and you just found out that Honecker was working for Biogene for Mr. Walker.
Hang on, sorry, say that again at the end.
So Honecker had been placed in Biogene by Mr. Walker as a agent.
Right. Okay.
And the Orc Underground contacted Biogene.
That makes sense. So just hadn't actually had the connection between Honecker and Biogene directly. So whereas, as I certainly remember we were talking to Alan the Orc, and also from the Doctor, she seemed more keen to go to Biogene than she would have been to go towards Night Around, didn't she?
Well, Ares does have a lot more money and ability to keep Aztec technology away from her. Very few people will go up against the leading weapons manufacturer of the world.
Yes. I'm guessing that as technology, Night Around was not part of any discussions we had with the Doctor about getting her new employment, was it?
Yeah, she didn't know about.
So she would have been expected to go to Biogene. So.
He does say he can make arrangements to share her work with Biogene.
Well, I got to say, looking from Deckard's perspective or the party's perspective, we're expecting we can probably get more money from Biogene because we can sell them the second load of data and the Doctor. Of course, the flip side is if we just sell the Doctor to Night Around, then it means that we're not actually, to Ares, it means we're not actually getting a name for doubling, like sharing data exclusively to two different people.
I don't know that that's necessarily a deal that, even though it would be cool to pull off, if it was ever discovered, you might end up in disfavour of some very powerful people.
It was certainly the plan that we were going with.
Yes,
we hadn't actually considered
yes.
the Doctor going to Night Around.
Yes.
Sorry, to Ares.
Yeah.
Well, it hadn't been talked about anyway.
No. I know we were
We
planning
were
to try
too
and make
busy,
as much money as we
counting our
could.
money twice to go to Biogene and to Night Around.
Yeah. I thought that
Ares.
was just with the data as opposed to the Doctor.
Well, no, Biogene was, they would take, the original plan was Biogene were going to take the Doctor and give an extra bonus for the data.
Right.
Whereas, but it would involve, but technically, or in theory, the understanding if we sold the data to Biogene would be they would be getting it exclusively.
Yeah.
And also the original deal with Mr. Johnson Walker from Ares was that the data would go to them exclusively.
Yeah.
So obviously the plan for us was to sell to both exclusively, because hey, what could go wrong with that plan?
Yeah. Well, couldn't sell the doctor twice, but yeah.
Well, you make
Technically, we're not in the room with you. You successfully convinced us all to go to the back room, so
that's right. As I said,
technically it's
but, yeah.
all up to what you managed to do.
Yep, and okay, and Declan's immediate response is trying to count the double money in his head versus the idea of selling and getting on the Ares' bad side, getting on bike. And his end result would be, as an initial point, well.
And then you got to take into the account the stock market, exchange rate, and then international exchange rate.
Yeah, how quickly you can get to a non-extradition country. There's never responded. Well, yes. I've forgot the name of the oldest guy on my head right now, but Hanukkah, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, Hanukkah definitely has. It was definitely well placed for you, but
yes, by Eugene, he says it is unfortunately off the table for you at this stage. He says.
And yes, I can fully understand that. However, I cannot, in good conscience, offer up the doctor. The name's got it off my head, but yeah, okay.
Pretty sure I wrote it down.
But I can't think of the name. So Dr. Brightman, that's the name. Without
Owens, Dr.
Owens,
Owens.
that is correct.
Dr. Owens, yeah, okay. I cannot in good conscience offer up Dr. Owens without at least discussing with her the situation. I'm sure she would be most looking forward to working with such a prestigious organisation as yourselves, and the opportunity to continue her her work with the data and the samples that you now uniquely hold.
Yeah, he picks up the samples and says, "You've got 1 hour to deliver her to this address," he says, "and then get out of the city."
I don't think the negotiations are going well.
I guess if we're not back in an hour, you can assume that we were unable to convince her of the wondrous employment opportunities within Ares.
Then I recommend
not out of the city.
And I recommend not coming back to the city if you don't convince her.
Like I said, yes. Yeah, you can assume that we've already taken the out of the city aspect of the 1 hour.
Do they know that all the rest of us are in the background?
Quite possibly.
More than likely.
They probably see Flogger's hand like stick out and wave.
Can I do a predict? Just to
You
see.
can.
But because I mean, from our perspective though, Dr. Owens was left with Alan down to the underground, wasn't she?
She was, yes.
We could
Yeah.
probably see if SoCal can get us in contact, because SoCal was the one who originally put us in contact.
Well, we're less than less than half an hour or so from where we left Dr. the Alan anyway, or certainly from the contacts.
The other thing is, since you know that there's leaks to that terrorist organisation, they are aware of the doctor, so the doctor's life is in danger regardless of where she goes to.
That's true.
Oh, and that's it, like, certainly Desmond is privately thinking that, yep, the opportunity to sell the Biogene is not available any longer, because apparently Biogene had already been gone through, and if Mr. Walker can be trusted, which is, well, as far as Mr. Johnson goes so far, he's been pretty good. He said that Biogene would be able to form partnership with Ares. Probably that means they'll be bought up by Ares and just become an Ares subsidiary, but that's neither here nor there. And exactly, he'll be happy to explain to Dr. Owens that, well, hey, Ares provides much greater security and a comparatively better reputation than X Technology.
They do have a good reputation for keeping their word.
Mega corporations.
Well, I guess that means we need to go and get up.
Yeah. Okay. So Desmond's thought will be, yep. Okay. We'll be back in an hour, or it has been a pleasure doing business with you, sir.
Well, he tosses you some keys to one of the Ares vehicles and says, "Take that and drop it at the location."
I thought we were bringing her back here.
Well, he gave you a location to drop her off at.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that's right. So to save time, we're offered wheels to get to and from. So,
yeah.
Armoured
now,
wheels.
We don't have any direct contact number for Alan, do we?
You do have through SoCal.
Through SoCal, okay, yep. In which case then, yep, well, Desmond will grab the keys and he's like, well, back shortly. Do you...
Says, well, he's got a cleanup crew coming to deal with the mess. So he recommends the rest of your team evac now.
The only question on that one would be, where does Womplod leave his sister?
Maybe in the back of the armoured vehicle. We don't have time to drop her off.
In the vehicle, we've got space for her to lie out and still be there. But whether or not he might feel that she doesn't want to move, she shouldn't be moved, and or left in the hands of Ares.
I don't think he wants to leave her there, but let's ask one.
Just trying to work out, is it possible that I can actually reattach her hand?
You do not have the hand with you, and
it was the hand with you right now.
And it was taken more than 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I think it'll be cybernetics for her if it happens, or whenever you add mechanical bits to human bits.
I wasn't going to add mechanical bits.
I think if she wants a hand, it'll be a mechanical hand. If she decides to go down that route.
Because the hand had been dissevered for quite some period of time.
Either that or how much would it cost to get them to grow a hand?
More than you're getting.
Look at that in the future.
Yeah. Right.
The point is right now, are you going to take her down the corridor past the Ares security, or are you going to leave her in bed for present time? And or stay with her, and or come with us.
If you leave it here, there'll be a clean-up crew soon, and you might well just be cleaned up with them.
Yep. I'm going to take her with us.
Okay.
Yep.
You start to hear sirens in the distance. Apparently the airborne ambulances are en route.
I'm stealthing to the vehicle.
Yeah. Which being in the Barrens would probably be the first time this year that a actual high response vehicle has entered this region.
But importantly, that also means they're coming with more bloody big guns.
Does that mean though that they'll take Womp's sister?
No, because she's not a clone.
No.
Right. Okay.
That's right. They're coming for the dead and injured Jaguar guard from X Technology and or the guard from Ares.
All right, let's go.
Yep. We'll pile into the ABC from the Ares and start moving off down the way, but with the intent of having SoCal contact Alan because I'm guessing that Alan would not really want us to drive the Ares ABC even up to the location where he can pop us out of the underground. So basically we'll be driving around Pulyalup for maybe 10, 20 minutes or something like that, with the idea of trying to make contact via comms, to say, hey, this is the situation. Dr. Owens, highly recommend you take up the security of a position in Ares, as they're going to provide you much better protection from any from X technology who are definitely looking for you.
Let's presume that we're making that call now.
Okay, so SoCal makes a call for you and says Alan will be meeting you on the street shortly. He gives you directions of an alley to pull into off the main drag.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, having confirmed the fact that yes, we're currently riding around in an Ares APC, which obviously is going to be well tracked, so you specifically don't want to go anywhere where you don't want to be known.
Okay, so you pull up next to a strip club.
Of course. Is it one Talon owns?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, this is one of those places that you would only go if you had no other resort. It's so tacky that just thinking about going here makes your hair stand up.
Okay, but I own it, right?
No, you didn't want to even be associated with this one. This is so lowbrow, and it's run by gangs.
Oh, I thought you said she owns it.
No, it's a...
What?
Oh, because I was about to proudly admit that yes, I own this piece of shit.
Well, I was going to say, I suspect that if you may well own it, but as a very, very, very private investor.
You're a very silent investor.
Yeah.
I'll be a private investor by the time I walk out of this joint.
If you actually owned it outright, then you wouldn't need to do shadow running. You'd be making enough money on the side.
I'd like to point out here, Talon, that paying the girls money to watch them dance, or the boys, depending on your preference, does not actually mean that you're investing in it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a form of investment. It's just not an investment that's likely to come up with a monetary return.
Yeah.
But it has an instant return for some.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Standing against the wall as you pull in, barely enough room for the roadmaster to come down, is the Doc and Alan.
Okay.
The Doc as in Dr. Owens.
Yep.
I thought you said Doc as in D-O-C-K or Dog D-O-G. My brain was having trouble with both.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's hearing aid.
Okay, so and from the radio conversation to the meetup, is the implication that Dr. Owens had decided to accept the offer in Ares, or will be negotiated? Meeting to negotiate.
Dr. Owens has been told she's no longer welcome in the Orc Underground because they don't want Night around there.
Yep. So.
Not much of a choice, really.
It was.
Assuming she's happy to be picked up at least.
Well, it's better than being on her own. It's better than being on her own and left in a city without money or ID or gear.
Especially in full yellow.
Yep.
So,
yes, you pile her into the car and Alan wishes you all the best. And it says, remember, forget about the underground.
What underground?
He tosses you a fresh apple.
Nice.
Whereas Declan responds with, well, I'm not going to let her forget those sewers.
You don't get an apple.
He says no apple for you.
Yeah.
Hey, no, the point being the fact that he was saying the fact that, hey, there's stuff about the events under there that can't be forgotten. Like
can I hit him over the head?
Yes.
Or slap him over the head?
Yes.
You want to, but here's the driver.
I can take over driving.
Okay, but Declan, it was potentially obviously misinterpreted, but Declan was obviously saying, hey, there's more to under the city than the underground. There is the sewers, which are completely separate from the underground, and that they're not a place he wants to go back to. His
What's
implication was that the only events that happened underground were in the sewers.
What's the likelihood of rolling against pushing Jeremy out of the driver's seat, getting in, and taking off to get this guy, get this doctor back on time?
Well, no, but the point being also with the doctor is we've got it into the car.
Yes.
I'm not certain necessarily she's agreed to go to Ares.
Yep.
Are you taking it to Ares? If you want to take it to Ares without unwillingly, hey, Gabriel's got no problem with the extraction like that. It'll be easy at this point. But his intent was to at least drive around for another 10 minutes or so to give her the opportunity to assess her choices, or choice, singular, and then come up with the, yes, I want to do that one choice.
I understand what you're talking about, but I think she's indicated her choice in the sense of, you know, she's there and she's mentioned she doesn't have any other options.
She's got no idea. She can't. It's either join with them or end up in the gutter.
I have fake ideas.
If I
could offer a one.
hadn't actually heard her accept that term specifically or outright. As soon as she does, we'll head straight back towards the.
What's it going to take for you to just drive her back to Ares?
Is that what she wants?
Well, she'd rather be paid than live in squalor.
That's all you need to hear.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so.
And then, yep, we turn and whether or not the cleanup crews have already been and gone, or...
Well, the address you were given was As Technology's corporate office of Seattle.
Oh, okay, so we're not going back to the same center.
No.
So.
No, basically they don't want to risk the asset in the Barrens.
Happy with that.
Which is why you've got an armoured vehicle.
Yeah, I believe once we get to the officers, we'll be kicked out of the armoured vehicle.
Well,
speaking of which,
the point being the fact that if we are going back, if we're going straight to Ares headquarters, Desmond's happy to take a detour to say via Puyallup or somewhere like via Redmond.
Yep.
Depending upon whether other people actually want to go to Ares headquarters.
Yep.
Up to you. He's happy to drop off passengers.
Do we have time for that though? We're only given an hour turnaround.
You've got, considering you spent 10 minutes driving, that leaves 50 minutes to get to there. You have a 40-minute drive to get to the headquarters from Puyallup.
Okay.
So you do have 10 minutes window to negotiate.
Do you guys, does anyone want to be dropped off first?
Negotiate could be done on the move.
I mean, to drop people off is what I was talking about.
Okay. And obviously, if there's not going to be time to actually go via Redmond, the point being the fact that, yes, there's certainly going to be an opportunity to drop people off along the way or at a good location. But so it really comes down to whether or not people actually want to drive up to Ares. As I said, Desmond was quite happy to encourage people to hide in the back room to avoid being seen. I would suggest that going into Ares headquarters definitely qualifies as ambitious and certainly a way to get your face well known.
Depends on whether or not you're wearing a cloak and hood and all the other bits. Does anyone want to get dropped off first?
Martin.
Yep.
Is this end of the encounter?
This is end of the encounter.
Okay. Would I be able to do desperate recovery?
Which is?
It's a passive thing. Basically, I heal my strain at the end of the encounter type thing.
Okay. Everyone can do that with a cool or vigilance check. I think I just got to look it up.
It is cool or vigilance.
Desperate recovery.
We've talked about it enough that.
So is it more than half your strain threshold?
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
What is your strain threshold?
What is it? Actually, I think my strain threshold's wrong for some strange reason because I got the same level of strain as Flogger.
That's because you wanted the strong, the tough troll, not the willpower troll.
Yeah, but Flogger is still the strong troll as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're both like a will.
You're both the tough troll, as in wounds, not strength.
Yeah,
you
but
pick-
I've
you
got
pick-
a willpower
you
of
pick-
4 versus his willpower of 2.
Yes. But let's see, I'll have to have a look at it later. But he may also have got other bonuses too.
I've got grit and he's got grit.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to spend time going through
what
it now?
strain do you have listed? Whether it's the same as.
Martin's got my strain
Right.
listed because I had.
So if you believe your willpower, your strain is higher than 9, then no, Desperate Recovery does not come into account. But if it's correct at 9, that means it's more than half, then yes, it does come into account.
Yeah.
So is your strain higher than 9? Your strain threshold?
All I've known is I was on 5, that's all.
Yes. Then at the moment it's down as 9, so yes, it does apply. So you get 2 extra back. That was what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay, and whatever I roll.
And whatever you roll.
Which is 4 green.
Which is 4 green. So all successes reduces your strain.
Don't we recover that like next?
1. You recover all your strain in a day, but in case he needs to use magic,
Okay.
he's... so that means you're down to 2 strain taken.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to make a call or vigilance? I think it's a call or resilience check, actually.
I've only lost 4 strain, I think. So.
The point is that unless people are planning on driving into areas with Desmond, there's probably no reason. The people are going to drop off and you're going to be fine.
Well,
I would have thought. I would have said that Womp would probably be dropped off with his sister somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing, how much strain I've got left. So I'll go back to my place with my sister because I do not still trust your Aztec stronghold of the skyscraper.
Yeah, you're being dropped off on the way.
So you're being dropped off by the tracked Ares vehicle to your place. I get it.
No, okay. Because I get the impression we haven't really got time to go to any particular location. It's on the way back to downtown.
You're just
dropping people off halfway type stuff.
Dropping
you
them.
Get their own taxi or whatever from there.
You could drop me off at the dock place.
Well, okay. We haven't got time to go to a specific location. You're being dropped off part one.
Okay.
So then you travel from there to wherever you want to go to. Whether that's your home, straight to the street dock.
Is anyone else getting out of the car?
Yeah, right. Is anyone else getting out of the car?
Yeah, I'll get out of the car.
I'm staying in the car.
Okay. Flogger and Bolt?
I don't know whether I should stay in the car or not.
Full strain?
Probably not, actually.
I'm gonna stay.
I suggest that particularly Bolt does not necessarily want to go back into the hands of the corporation.
So it may give you back some if you need it.
That'd
be 2.
We've just spent a long time getting you out of the corporation.
Yeah, Bolt might get out of the car as well and make his way underground and back to our house.
I mean, yeah, realistically, as a player, I would be thinking that the only characters that would want to definitely stay in the car might be those that, for some reason, suspect that Desmond won't provide the full cut of whatever comes out. So don't trust Desmond, maybe not want to be there, but that, to me, as a player, that's the only reason I have to think of why anyone would want to go near Ares Corporation headquarters.
So Cal asked to be dropped off with the others because he doesn't want to go near the man, as he calls it.
The man.
Yeah.
Can I organise for my car to put itself somewhere nearby?
Yeah.
And I'll go full hood up, although they'll probably have some way of identifying me, I guess.
Well, they generally do that because they have the tech.
I had to walk out in front of them. They already know. We had to walk past them to get into the armoured car on the way to go and get the doctor.
Yeah. but there is a difference between walking past guards that are currently effectively in a war zone in Puyalla, defending their perimeter, watching what's going on, having just been in a firefight, and walking into corporate headquarters.
Well, you're
From an
willing to
identification
walk in
perspective.
corporate headquarters, maybe.
and
I'm
there's
not willing to let you walk in there alone.
And I've got no problem if you want to come along. I'm just saying as a player, I'm saying that there is that difference in that sort of situation. And Declan is more than happy to have at least one other person there, because that way if the doctor suddenly decides, oh, hang on, it looks like I can get out of this by myself now, I'll just run off with this, I'll just take out the driver and run off with the vehicle, then that was going to be possible. But
There's lots of good reasons not to let you go in by yourself.
Yeah, Declan's happy to have company. As a player, I'm saying, hey, there are a lot of reasons not to go. So that's okay. Shadowrun.
I think any Shadowrunner will have to, yeah, you have to face this situation at some point eventually.
Okay, so you let them out along the way, and then find yourself pulling up at the Ares building, and they gesture you in because, well, you are driving one of their vehicles. So it's not like they're not expecting you.
Alright.
And
you report it stolen, probably.
And it auto parks on you as you're going to try to do the park. The controls stop working.
Okay.
Apparently that's how they park everything here.
And you we're in the crack to be. Jack will let the controls go.
Did we decide that I was still in the car? Or
would you like to be in the car? Would you like to smooth the people who are paying you?
I mean, and because, particularly for Talon, Talon would be a valuable person to have in the car still, because she's the one that can likely...
Hey, what are you saying about the rest of the team?
No, I'm going to tell you that Talon is the one who has the best chance of upping the value of any bonus we get for the Doctor. I.e. conducting negotiations. So.
Yeah, okay, I'm in the car, begrudgingly so.
Well, again, Declan is not encouraging or telling anyone either way. There are pros and cons, but of that, there are certain members of the party who are more suitable to stay in the car.
Alright, well, either that or go to a strip club, so I guess I'm staying.
Well, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive. I'm sure the Ares headquarters building has some entertainment facilities.
We're just playing bedroom ball.
Okay, so you find yourself surrounded by a couple of security guards. They don't have their weapons out. Which for Ares is one of the rare times you've ever been this close to a security guy without his guns drawn.
Well, again, they're either expecting us specifically, or they're expecting us to be appropriate in the spot. Because hey, who would actually drive up into Ares headquarters in their own vehicle and not be expected?
It'd be very interesting if we started pulling out guns and shooting, but I'm not about to do that. At least and not until I've got some sort of automatic weapon.
The lead guy who opens the door says, "I'm expecting associates of Mr. Georgie and a Dr.
We're here to see Mr. Walker.
Owens. He'll be along shortly. He's just flying in after making sure the cleanup crew has finished." He's a very hands-on person.
Well, perhaps there's some place that we can wait in more comfort.
Yep, he can take you into a interview room.
Where's the coffee?
He can get you some coffee. He gestures to the other guy to go get you coffee.
I am not without manners.
Okay. Declan was hoping for waiting area, but hey, not surprised at the interrogation room.
Well,
I thought it was an interview room. Or a conference room.
I think it depends upon the number of people and what they carry, whether it's interview versus interrogation.
Dust they're having a coffee.
and they haven't taken the weapons off you yet, so obviously
I would
you're
like-
respected guests.
I would like to request a hot cup of half water and half sugar, please.
He laughs and says, "Sure." He radios it in to the guy who'd already left.
Oh, great.
And as you're walking towards the interview room across the garage, Desrin notices a red bike that looks very similar to his nice bike.
Oh.
Does it talk to him?
Well, Desmond will definitely look at it, effectively appreciating the beauty of the bike. Okay, obviously, as someone who's dressed in ancient leathers, or at least imitation ancient leathers, it's not unreasonable that he would appreciate a good-looking bike, even if it's red, not green. But
It does look sleeker than yours.
that's right. But
come here.
more specifically, he's actually looking at that, getting recording on his cyber eyes, and also testing to see if he's actually got comms with Tatiana at the present time. And if he does, he might say, "Oh, this cousin." Or if he doesn't, it'll be a case of just recording the data to talk to her later.
Well, at the moment, you don't have an outside connection.
Okay.
Interestingly, do I?
No,
My car can't contact me?
not in
Oh,
here.
that's a shame.
They seem to have
I
some
didn't
sort
expect it.
Once you got into the garage, it seemed to cut out external comms.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect it.
Okay, so by the time you sit down in the interview room, which has nice plush chairs, by the way, you find yourself with 3 real coffees. You normally get fake coffees in
An apple
Barrens.
and real coffee. I'm doing good today.
You get the hot sugar water.
Half water, half sugar.
Yep. And there's also a pile of freshly made bear claws.
Ooh.
I'm
Okay,
guessing that's some sort of pastry.
It's a pastry about this big.
Oh, I see. Oh, there you go. Nice.
Well, I
Currently having to type like-
I'm absolutely contemplating sticking one of those in my inside pocket and then eating the other one.
Yeah. I stuffed my face.
Okay. It's probably the most delicious thing you've ever tasted. It's fresh.
Mm.
You rarely get fresh food.
I'm contemplating seeing if Ares needs an elf. Fresh coffee and bear claws? I don't know. I'd be prepared to work for them.
I don't know. This whole situation feels.
Wait a minute. I've got morals.
Did Shadowrun specifically get away from the corporation?
Yeah. I just said that. I said, wait a minute. I've got morals. Damn.
Well, the one you worked for wasn't as nice as this one.
Mm.
Well, this one's actually smoozing you guys at the moment.
Mm.
That's right, exactly. That's the only difference.
Yeah, wait until they're not smoozing us.
Okay, and Dr. Owens is sipping one of the coffees while in comes Walker with his, seems to be in a fresh set of clothes. Doesn't seem to have the combat armor he was wearing over his suit.
So now he's dressed like a ranger, perhaps? A Texas ranger?
Well, he is a Texan.
Mm.
Walker from Texas.
Mm.
And the Knight Errant is their military group, so it's actually quite interesting with all those connotations. So he says, so Desrin, is it, I believe? That's what how Intel says, and I believe that is...
and also the fact that we had the conversation less than an hour ago.
Well, he was confirming the name. Because you didn't actually give him your name at the time.
Okay, I thought I did, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, if you did, he's
and
just
also,
confirming.
I think we decided the fact that I was there at the time when Georgie got to his meeting as well, so...
And says,
I was there for the initial meeting.
I see you have the infamous Shadow Star, who has given much wealth to the poor from one of the corporations and got fired for it.
Actually, it's just StarCloud.
Just
It's
StarCloud.
one of my AKAs. I have like 15 AKAs.
But apparently he knows enough about you to call you Shadow Star.
Yep, I'm still going to pretend that I'm StarCloud. I'm not going to confirm.
Once he confirmed that, he authorized the real coffee and the bear claws.
Uh-huh.
And the sugar water.
Well, he didn't. Well, sugar water was fine. He just didn't like the corporation you stole from.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It made his day, he said, and he says, "So, we had a bit of trouble tracking down your other elf, but it wasn't as hard as we thought it would, considering how many of the off-time workers have visited joints she's been in. But we know that she's a dancer."
I thought Tarlin was supposed to own strip clubs, not working them. Has she just sold it to us that she owns them, but she actually works in them?
Well, they haven't been able to find out that she has shares in them.
Ah, so they don't realise she has shares.
Okay, at this stage, they've got no files on her,
Yeah.
except for the fact that, hey, some of the area's employees go, yeah, I've seen that, she's bloody good looking, and she looks great on the stage.
Right.
But they haven't got any further information.
And so far, we've got like 6 stage names, but no.
Why does she get 6 stage names, but they know precisely who I am?
But they know her name is Tala.
I swear, there's inequality here. Does not pay to be the GM's wife.
Your character was there when they first met him, so he's had time to track down the other people.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's the main reason he knows more about them.
And the other aspect, of course, is as a Shadowrunner, the less the Corps know about you, the better.
Yeah.
That's
my
so
complaint.
don't complain that you know that they know more about you because it means that obviously you've been more important as far as the Corps are concerned.
Yeah.
So he puts down a pile of cred sticks on the table, so each of you get one, including the people who aren't here.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, as part of your bonus, he will make your names disappear off their servers.
Oh, that would be nice.
As long as you get out of town and don't appear before the end of the year, he'll keep it that way.
How long is that?
I think that there's enough here to
It's about 6
maintain
months.
an appropriate lifestyle, possibly.
So you'll find...
Although out of town could get a bit more expensive.
No, it depends on where you go. Should visit the place with the MOUSs.
So how much...
Okay, well, can I, like, is this one of those times where I can, like...
Declan's opening up the door for some negotiation on the amount of the bonus.
Yep.
So if
Oh god, though, I see red dice.
Right, okay, there's going to be penalties.
I feel like I should leave the room or close my eyes or hide under the table. Because there's 2 red dice there.
Yeah, well, hey, negotiating with Ares directly is never going to be an easy sell.
No, it's not.
I'm sure Tarlin can do it, especially with Declan for providing a bit of backup.
Yep.
So yes.
That's where the 2 blue come from.
And some of the skills.
Do you want some help rolling all those dice?
So what does Tarlin do to request the... Yeah.
Is this one of those times where we could turn one of those over to get extra things?
You could.
Can't hurt.
Okay, well, I mean, look, I don't know how to dress this up in any sort of a fancy way, but I reckon I'm just going to go full on, full ball, basically demand. We know what we did for you tonight.
Thanks.
Give us more fucking money. And just see what happens. A full on charm, the smiling,
I was going to say yes.
whole fucking thing.
So that was the intent of your statement, but you're going to be providing it in an
Can't
appropriate,
hold all those
charming,
dice.
negotiating manner.
Yeah.
That's going to take a minute.
Okay, so I will...
Oh
Does
my
the camera
God.
catch all of that? Not quite. You got to move the plate a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, I like the number of yellow dice involved.
That's because I spent a fate dice, but then he added an extra red dice after that, so
Well,
I
it's
almost
better than
regret
fate.
that. Not a fate dice, a fate token. Is it
Well,
fate?
that's
It is
Destiny
fate.
dice. Destiny dice.
Fate works well for that. Okay, so
Swear to God, this better work. I haven't had any luck tonight.
that works out to being 2 failures and 4 advantages.
Oh god, really? No successes?
That was a big pile of dice too.
Mm.
He does actually laugh and says, he likes you. You should talk for the group next time. You're much better at talking than Georgie was.
Georgie? He hasn't been here for ages.
But Georgie's
No,
the
he-
original person.
he's
that's
the original.
supposed
Contact?
Georgie was the original.
I was just cut off, guys. I missed what happened. He laughed.
Oh.
He laughed and says, that was so much better than when Georgie negotiated earlier.
Georgie
Yeah,
was the
like-
original contact for the group.
He's so much nicer. He's so much nicer to chat with than Georgie was.
He recommends
So
that
much
they.
more engaging.
He recommends you call him next time you're looking for a job, as he gives you a number to contact.
So, failed, but didn't fail dismally.
And he,
I put the number in the same pocket as the finger.
Oh, must be a worthy keepsake.
Yes.
and he must be fairly rich because he actually has his number printed on a card.
Mm.
Ooh, very nice.
Most people only do the I swap data via touching phone sort of thing. But he does say that there should be enough to cater for your out-of-town needs. If there's not enough, then you'll have squandered your time.
Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure doing business with you, and that's it.
Yeah.
But my associate has your number. Hopefully we can be of service again soon.
And he says,
Well, in a few months' time.
says that
Yeah.
at least 7 months should pass before you enter the city again.
I've got 6.
Well,
That's gone to 7 now?
Well, you're in the 6th month of the year. 7 months puts it over the calendar year.
7 months.
That's right, yeah. Don't come back to New Year. That's what he's saying.
Oh.
I know where I'm spending my vacation.
So, as you check the cred stick you're given, it's got 200,000 on there.
Nice.
See, now you might be able to actually buy that really tacky, low-grade strip club. It might be worth about 200 grand.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay.
And if you charm them, you might be able to negotiate it down.
Which is a fortune that you would never have expected, considering up until you'd done the 4 runs, getting 5,000 was a huge payday.
Yeah.
You're now so rich compared to what you were when you started.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you could retire off that money in a out-of-town
Well, one of
location.
my first things when we started was $1,550 credits. That's it. We made 1,500 credits. So 200,000 from 1,500 is a huge advance.
Particularly since that's on top of the 50k we started for that run.
And it seems you got bonuses. You got quite a few bonuses for capturing the guy.
For Dr. Owen and for Hanukkah.
Yeah, and for Hanukkah.
Yeah.
And for playing it straight with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does this mean we leave without?
He says you're free to go. He has arranged for you to be escorted out past the scanners.
My car can meet me. Does Desrin want to walk, or will he get into my car? Is Tatiana turned up?
No, well, Declan's certainly happy to walk away from the Aries headquarters for
Yeah.
at least half an acre block. And when I say walk, I'll say walking quite quickly. Not running, obviously, not running.
Obviously, my car is not going to pull up outside the gate, but it will be nearby.
You do notice that when you leave, all the cameras' lights are off. The security cameras as you leave.
Because he did say he'd wipe our stuff off.
Does the walking out, do we get another look at the red bike on our way past, or are we going out a different way?
You do get a look at the red bike as you're going past.
The cameras are off. You can take it.
It has similar controls to your bike, as in that they're not visible while the bike's inactive.
Yep. Oh, no, okay. Well, Desmond knows that the taking the bike is not actually an option. unless the bike is chosen, you don't get the bike.
Oh.
So, but yeah, the IUB is going to be taking good close-up images to then discuss further with Tatiana when he gets the opportunity.
Okay.
And then, yep, okay, aiming to walk out the doors and walk away, don't run, walk away, and
I'm gonna get into my car whenever I
know when to hold it, know when to fold it, use the folding time, walk away, don't run.
Anyone else is getting in my car with me for a ride back, they should...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll score a lift.
Okay, so...
Okay, Declan's happy to jump into the car. He goes, hey, nerves are a bit shaken at the present time, so...
So the sleek-looking four-seater sports car pulls up.
Nice.
With a nice sky blue paint job.
You've upped your look. Very nice. Can you take us home? Actually, do we know where Womp and his sister ended up?
They ended up dropped along the way, so they could easily have taken a Uber, taxi, public transport
to a hospital.
To the hospital.
Yeah. Okay. Well, after we drop off people at our place, I might go to the hospital and check on Womp and his sister.
Okay, so you also note that there is a countdown on your cred sticks.
Oh, a countdown.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of countdown?
Which you were told to leave Seattle. You've got 5 hours to
5 hours to
get
leave.
your affairs in order,
right.
Or the cred stick erases itself plus your previous one.
Change that to I will grab all my stuff when I drop Desrin and Talon off, get back in my car, and then give Desrin. Are you going to give cred sticks to Flogger and Bolt?
Are they back at the Redmond Barrens by the time we get back to there?
They have made it back to there by then because, well, that's their home. Bolt loves to run up and down those stairs.
And I will go give Womp his cred sticks and let him know that he's got 4.5 hours to get out of town.
Well, it's certainly something that as we're in the car driving back towards like locations, noting the countdown of the code system, Desmond will send a message out to all the others to say, hey, look, we've been paid, got good pay, but we've got to be out of here within 5 hours, so start packing your things, get ready to move.
Yeah.
And then he'll put a call into Val just to see if she might be available for a short notice pick up and drop off out of town. If she is, great. If she's not, then that's understandable.
And he's rolling dice.
Well,
She says she's 7 hours out.
Well, understandable, but
What's it take to
that's going
re-roll
to be too
that?
slow for us. We'll arrange other things.
Apparently, she. If you can make her run worthwhile, she can get there earlier.
That's okay. Make it while if you can make it 3.
Yep, she's gonna make it worth a while. Well, we're gonna make it worth a while.
Just that she might still have some cargo aboard when she arrives.
No, it's okay. Although that does depend on the cargo. In that case, I'll grab whatever Womp stuff might be around, but Womp said he doesn't stay at the Aztec building, so I can only do so much to help Womp.
Okay.
And so the intent will be to let people know that, hey, we're going out of town for 7 months at least. So pack what you need, but pack light, because we're not going to have lots of space. And then...
Can my car meet me wherever I go? What happens?
It could, but you could get out of town with the car.
Okay. So I could just go on
Pack
my
your
own.
stuff in it.
Yep. Does anyone want to come in the car?
SoCal says he's loading his pickup with his gear. He doesn't want to leave his gear behind.
Fair enough. I'll help SoCal load his car.
Remember though that technically getting out of town also involves international borders. So your ability to just drive out of Seattle can be complicated.
Yep.
Which is part of the reason why Declan was going with Val, because she tends to definitely know the easy way of getting out of town.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's not possible by any stretch, or not even
I
possible.
can't imagine going 7 months without my car, so...
He does ask if you can maybe ship his gear later then.
We could.
Well, I mean, the other thing is whether, what sort of, or does it require any ID or processing in order to cross the border?
It normally just
I'm assuming that
requires...
technically you need the equivalent of passports as a minimum, but the...
Don't we have passports and IDs?
Well, that's it. Obviously, we've got IDs that allow travel. But
You currently have no warrants in any of those areas.
I'm happy to travel with SoCal as a little mini caravan of his car, my car, and whoever wants to come with us too. If he wants to take his gear right now, I'm happy to help him prep his gear to be shipped if that's what he wants to do instead. Either way, I want to get the money to Womp and help Womp get out of there as well. Because Bolt and Flogger are capable of helping, I'm sure.
Well, one of SoCal's side jobs is he DJs.
Yeah.
So he's got all his DJ equipment in there.
Yeah. Well.
Which gives him an excuse to cross borders.
Yep. Well, I'm happy to travel in train with him. As long as he doesn't mind stopping off at the hospital. I presume Womp may want to bring his sister with him?
What does Womp want to do?
Excuse me. Well, I'm going to basically stabilise my sister.
Right.
Personally, or use the doctors?
How?
Because you do have the Redmond doctor, you know.
Yeah.
But of course, also, you're probably expecting to be able to leave it with the doctor for overnight, a week, whatever it might be, and now instead you're going to be moving her in the space of, a few hours at most.
Well, what I was thinking of was probably putting it in order to get a cyber hand and just stabilising her and bringing her with me.
Okay.
So, are you going to get on is it a chopper or a plane with Val?
It's
T-Bird.
T-Bird.
So it's like a helicopter, but shaped like a plane.
Yep, okay. So, are you getting on the plane with Desrin? Or are you going to go by road? How are you exiting with your sister?
Well, I'll probably go by the
Plane?
plane.
Yep, alright.
Though you would feel it'd be safer on the road because Val technically illegally crosses the borders.
Oh, okay. I thought Val was the... Oh, is Val the pilot?
Val's the smuggler.
Val's the smuggler. So technically, she goes across borders illegally, but the point is, she does it regularly in those ways. It knows but she's a coyote in that sense of
Okay, so which would be the quickest but safest option out of the two then?
Safest option is by road. It's not quicker, but it will get you out in time.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'll do that then.
But
How much
the point is, you are likely to be stopped by the border crossing. You're likely to be let through because they've got no real reason to stop you. But obviously there'll be a border inspection.
Yep,
So
we understand that.
If you've got any gear that may not be appropriate to cross the border, then
you can stick them with Val.
More of a problem.
You can ship that with Val. Why don't we ship some of Sokol's stuff with Val as well?
Well, his stuff looks like...
his stuff is all legit?
It looks legit.
Okay.
He's a roadie.
Would it be worth Bolt going in the plane? Because he's not exactly legal material, probably.
I would suggest that he's better off going with Val.
Bolt would be best on the plane because they don't recognise his people yet.
And someone should probably go with Bolt.
Okay.
Desrin's going with Val. So Desrin, Bolt in with Val.
And possibly Flogger.
Probably Flogger, I'm guessing.
I thought Flogger was banned from her plane.
He is.
Oh, okay, so Flogger might be coming with me.
Desrin's perfectly happy not to come with Flogger, so that's alright.
I don't mind Flogger.
She does say that she can't cater to trolls at the moment because of the cargo.
Okay, so between our cars, can we carry? I know my car can fit one troll.
And one can
Desrin's
travel on Desert of SoCal.
Desrin's got a van that the party's happy for the party to use because that's a party van.
So we might have to take the van as well.
Again, it's a van that is potentially quasi-legal.
Is Tarlin happy to drive the van?
Yeah, I'll drive the van.
So maybe we got the van with Womp and his sister, SoCal with his gear and any other gear, then me and Flogger in my car, and then we got Desrin and Bolt on the T-Bird. Is that everybody?
Yep. And most likely Georgie and any of the others who aren't here.
We can figure out a way.
Have ways of getting out as well.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's everyone.
And the advantage of Talon taking the party van is that, if the van's not entirely legal in all its capabilities and attributes,
that's precisely why I asked if she's willing to drive the van. She's the one who's going to be able to charm her way past the guards.
Well, apparently not, considering I've had no luck tonight.
Well, you did go
You did. It just not with the really big, crazy, overpowered evil guy. And you, at this level, you're not expected to get... That's something you work up to. As more runs you do, you'll get more experience, more skill, and then along the road, you will be able to have success with that.
And you had Hardica eating out of your palm of your hand.
Yeah. Until he shot you in the chest.
That was only after the Bolt bit the face off one of his colleagues.
Yeah. Yeah, having a bipedal canine beastie bite the face off, head off one of your friends does tend to change your priorities about the people who are with said canine beast-like bipedal
And it does say something that he thought you were the most dangerous person in the room.
Yeah.
Woo. Oh, well, that does help my pride. And again, I got myself a little thingy, so I'm happy.
And a car.
Well, the other thing is you are travelling with a troll that actually has more talent, but not raw... has skill, but not raw talent with you. So I could give you some pointers.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because Womp's the other face.
I think actually Callum's also got the skill as well as the talent. So I think you put at least 3 or 4 ranks.
Has 3 ranks in negotiation.
Who has 3 ranks in negotiation?
Talon.
It's Talon?
But yeah, so I guess the only question remains will be whether or not it's appropriate to for those travelling on the road to travel in convoy, or whether it's actually better to go out by a different exit from Seattle and meet up later,
I
or not meet up later.
I suggest convoy only because if one of us gets in trouble, the other ones can help, but we don't have to travel in close convoy.
And if you do travel in convoy, you can split up once you leave.
Yep.
But
Okay.
outside, it's also dangerous, so
Yeah.
traveling in a group does help.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't have to be right behind each other though. We can be a few minutes apart. So we're less, what's the word, suspicious?
Okay, so it actually doesn't take much to get through at the moment. Apparently your IDs have been flagged with visas.
Well, this probably is done by Ares to help us get out of town as per our instructions of GFO.
Just confirming, Martin, I don't know actually say it, but obviously when Desmond was packing up his gear, he got into Val's T-Bird wearing a suit.
Yep.
Like a flight suit or a wading suit.
I know which one.
A suit.
Hey,
Alrighty.
that's the most convenient way of carrying Tatiana.
Okay, so
Takes up very little space.
it's probably the most painless trip across the borders you've had, and even the clan's borders on the other side wave you through.
At some point, I will send Ares a thank you for the bear claws and the coffee.
Well, you did thank them. You left town like they asked.
Yeah.
It's not very often you actually get that offer.
I don't have Talons or Womp's charms, but I am polite.
In most cases, when a exec of his level wants you to disappear for a while, they try to kill you.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's why I send a thank you.
So yes, he'd probably be as high up as you get without actually talking to the boss of the company.
Yeah, thus wouldn't be very easily swayed. Like, you saw all those dice. There was about 15 dice in that pool.
So yes, you find that your T-Bird makes it across the border, and Val says it's the smoothest crossing she's ever had.
What's the cargo?
I was going to say, out of curiosity, what's the cargo?
The cargo are 3 large crates that are currently sealed.
Do they make noises?
Hard to tell because they're well insulated. And she's
Damn
a smuggler. She doesn't always get to see what's inside.
It's a shame I didn't take the plane because then I couldn't use predict to find out what's in the crates, and I really want to know.
So yes, you find yourself outside Seattle, and you see the countdowns stop, and the money's still there.
That's one way to get people out of town fast, isn't it?
And which means that it's a second point. He's also kept his word. He didn't actually erase the money anyway.
Yeah,
as technology has been known to pull that trick in the past and delete the money at the same time.
Well, if he did that, I would have turned around and got back into town.
What, to die?
I do my best not to, but if I am going to die, I'll do my best to do as much damage as possible while I'm doing it.
Okay, so yes, your characters now have 7 months to travel the world, to
Sorry.
go everywhere except Seattle.
Yeah, is there a world to travel when you are in Shadowrun world?
There is. Seattle is the hub of intrigue. Hong Kong is the probably next biggest hub. Then Berlin comes not long after that.
Not going to Berlin.
The main reason Berlin is so high up there is one of the Great Dragons runs a major corporation out of it.
Exactly why I'm not going to Berlin, because I remember that.
Yeah, Cedar Crop.
Dragons are pretty, yeah. Don't mess with dragons.
And
You like go to Denver instead.
Really?
Denver, the city split into many nations.
Yeah.
Where just to cross town you have to cross borders.
How to visit as many countries as possible in shorter time as possible? Go to Denver.
You can go to 6.
Great.
How much does it cost out of curiosity to travel to places like Hong Kong?
That is, depending on how you want to get there, you can normally get public transportation for maybe 100 to 200 credits, depending on the class you want to go. It's not that expensive.
What if I want to be at a class where I'm not, where I've got my own room and my own toilet?
Well, if you go by boat, it probably cost you maybe 200 credits.
Okay, how long does that take?
Maybe a month or two.
Oh, you got 7 months. You spend a month or two going over and a few months working and then a month or two coming back.
Mhm.
Anyway, that was just curiosity. Sorry.
Okay, and Desrin, you do have a standing offer to return to Angel Grove for further training and shenanigans.
It was certainly what Jason was going to say. I was spending at least some part, at least probably at least half the time.
We'll
there,
all gate
you know,
crash
happening.
so that we can get training too.
While they train him
Sorry,
how to
I'm
use his
also-
bike.
I do apologise. I'm a little distracted at the moment watching the lunar landing that's 150 feet above, 150 meters above the landing point at the moment.
They're landing on the moon.
Again?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Well, first time for a long time,
Where's that being screened? Internet?
most
We're
likely.
YouTube. Like it's it's an Indian mission, Ted Grand Prix.
Okay.
Uh,
Sounds like it's worth looking up.
Well, would be a fantastic experience for
I think the
them.
game's winding up anyway.
So yes, next session I'll ask you what you did over your break as you catch up with the others arriving back at your building in Seattle.
This sounds like something worth thinking over. What are the kinds of possibilities?
Well, there's collecting hard-to-get gear that's expensive.
Yep.
There's the traveling the world and spending the money on sites and experiences.
taking the time to be in hospital to get gene therapy or things like that done.
Make yourself prettier or deadlier.
Yeah.
Are we under the same threats overseas as we are in America?
There are threats everywhere. The worst place you can go to in the setting is Tasmania.
So
Why?
they just landed.
Tasmania tries to eat people. The entire island tries to eat people.
The island
Yes.
itself
Yes.
tries to eat people.
Yes.
Well,
How
to be
is an
fair,
island eating
to be
people?
fair,
No one
most of
knows.
Australia like that too. But
Yes, but the rest of Australia
No.
is considered benevolent in comparison.
I'd like to clarify, the rest of Australia just tries to kill you. Tasmania will try to eat you.
it looks like they've landed successfully.
Oh wow, nice.
That is nice to hear.
Mom, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
All good, Josh. You head off. We will catch you on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
maybe. From the sound of that, it's like I'm too
this is-
tired to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty busy day.
All good.
Okay then. Thanks,
And-
Josh. Catch you later.
And I will try
Okay.
to sort out your experience between now and next session so you can upskill and figure out what you want to do next.
More XP to spend.
Yes.
How much?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night all.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good
Okay.
back again, Al.
Yep, nice to play with you again.
And hey, next session you get to start off the 2051 with the rest of them.
Yay!
Ooh, yay!
You might actually own some strip clubs by then,
Oh,
instead of
probably
just
not.
shares.
I will have squandered away my fortune.
Well,
much more likely.
I really hope that how you squander it is fun and interesting.
Oh, you know it will, girl.
Well, I mean, it's the life of the Shadowrunner, really. It's the sense that, yeah, sure, you can do the responsible thing and invest all your money and therefore retire immediately. But then, why bother Shadowrunning? Much better
True.
to spend it frivolously, so therefore you need more money next time.
So those that have
You know
invested
what
will
Bolt
most
will
likely
do?
have retired. What does Bolt do?
If Desrin is going back to
Angel
the
Grove.
kaiju, yeah, to train with Tatiana, Bolt would like to join him and enjoy the forest.
Jason thinking,
Keep off the. They keep on the road. Stay off the moors.
And by enjoying the forest, means enjoying the forest.
Definitely
Yeah.
stay off the moors then.
So it sounds to me as if Bolt will be the one character to return having not spent any of the money, because never quite got around to it.
No.
What's
But
Bolt gonna
probably
do with
return.
money?
Probably return at least twice the size. But it's okay. She said Desmond will be there with her to help her invest the money wisely.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, every venture Desmond invested in went bankrupt, so I'm sorry he doesn't have any returns for you.
No, if he does that, he might be in trouble.
Oddly enough, Desmond managed to double his investment, but unfortunately, Bolt, sorry, you didn't do so well. But anyway, thanks all. Have a
Good
good
night,
night.
Good night.
everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks all.